Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a 5-speed manual now. Woo! I finally got my blue Prelude back. Awesome news, guys. My white Prelude is back in my driveway, if you guys haven't seen on Instagram. They still didn't fix it, so I just towed it back. I'm going to tow it over there to Tampa, west of Chapel, where I have my blue car fixed. And the next couple of weeks, I'm going to take it over there. It has literally rained every single day. Today was heavy rains. Yesterday was heavy rains. The day before was heavy rains. The day before was heavy rains. The day before was heavy rains. All it does is rain. I am sorry I have no video out for you today. I do apologize if I'm doing this. Yesterday we were out of town, obviously. Went over to Tampa to pick up my car, and then we stopped at Disney on the way back. Today it was heavy rains, and we were in Sam's Club, and then went to Hollywood Studios to get the new Disney pass holder thing. If you're a pass holder, you get a magnet right now, and it's Donald Duck. Then what else do we do? Into dinner and stuff. I mean, literally all it does is rain anymore. I can't get videos done for you guys. It is not working out. It is just crap, and it's killing my channel because I can see my subscribers are going down. And obviously we're doing this here on a Monday versus a Sunday because obviously I wasn't in town, but I am thankful that I did get my Prelude back. I'm going to do everything I can for you guys to get videos out in the next week and try and bust my tail because I got vacation coming up here soon. I do have to have videos up for you guys for when I'm on vacation, but I am just absolutely stuck right now, guys. The blue Prelude is filthy, absolutely filthy. The guy just had it parked in his backyard. We was working on it, so it's all muddy and dirty. My wife's van is completely covered in love bugs. It can be cleaned right now, but it's just all it does is rain here. That's all it does. Is you guys got to see there was a tropical storm or something that hit North Florida where I used to live. All we do is get rain. My grass, I just mowed it earlier this week. It is literally that high again, and I just mowed it earlier this week when we had a little bit of a dry spell. It wasn't raining that at that moment. It's absolutely insane. So I do apologize, guys. I will get videos out. I just bear with me. I'm doing the best I can for you guys with what it is. This channel is not like I can do it in the house. I have to do most of my stuff outside, and I want to give you the best results. And when it's on a cloudy day, the camera does not show good results. I've tried it in the past, and I will not put out videos. They're going to show you piss poor results, and then you're not going to be able to see true quality results from it. I won't waste my time and blow your time as well because your time is very valuable. And that's why I will not make videos when it's all nasty and cloudy. And supposedly the rest of this week until the weekend is supposed to be cloudy and rainy again. I think the next couple of days is 80% chance every day. So again, I am very sorry. If we ever get any type of break in rain, we'll do some more. We'll do some more interior cleaning. But it's definitely for washing and stuff. I can't help it, guys. I'm very sorry about that. So what's going on, guys? I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you guys didn't have to work. I know I sure as heck didn't have to work today. One of the very few times my company gives me off is Memorial Day. We get off July 4th. We get off, I want to say we get off, obviously, Thanksgiving. Then we get off of Christmas and New Year's. There's only like 5 days they give off for our company. It pretty much sucks. So this is one of them. So how is everybody doing? I see Alex, I see Joker, I see Aaron, Jacob, Jax, John, David, God Loves Me, and Johnny, Races Edge. I see all you guys coming in here. Again, I'm so sorry, and I know this is on a Monday night. Normally it would be on a Sunday, but I did not get back, so we stayed out once we got my blue Prelude. We stayed out, and I didn't get home till 12:45 yesterday. So we slept in pretty late today. And then obviously it was raining all day. We went over to, it was raining when we left here to go to Sam's Club, and it was raining on the way to get dinner. It was just crap. It's just been crap. So it sucks. I can't ride my motorcycle. I haven't done anything. It sucks. Which motorcycle is good for beginners like me? Probably just a little Ninja 300 is all you need. Buy it for about $2,000, $2,500 at most. Don't spend more money on that because it is a learner bike. These are very slow. As a new rider, you're going to think they're fast, but once you get used to it, you're going to be like, damn, these things are slow. You're going to be cranking on that bitch, and you're just going to be doing like 45, 50. And you're going to be like, oh my God, go faster, go faster. So just get like a Ninja 350 used or 300 used, pay like $2,500 for it and be done with it. Yeah, David, I might do that here on the Prelude now that I have it back. The inside of the Prelude is dirty. He had to dump everything out, obviously. The center console had to come out, obviously, for the 5-speed swap. He literally dumped it all into a bag. Everything that was out of the center console, armrest, all that obviously comes out in order to access the stick shift area, because obviously he had to take the automatic part out and put the stick shift in. And it looks really clean. I mean, he does an immaculate high-end job. He got rid of so much rust that was inside the engine bay of the car. He got rid of bolts that were showing rust. He put in brand new bolts. I mean, the guy is just one of these very high-end detailed guys. And he's like, I hope you like it. And he's like, go take it for a drive. And I'm like, man, this is so nice. So the car's in mint condition again, interior wise, engine wise. There's one or two things I want to have done extra to it, but then now we're at the point where I'm ready to take it now to a body shop and have it the rust cut out and have it painted now. So over the next couple of weeks, I'll probably start shopping around for a good body shop, repair shop to have the actual stuff done. And by the way, my son is asleep. He's in his car seat, still asleep. He fell asleep on the way home from Disney. So if I do hear him cry, I'm going to have to go get him. So just give me a second if he wakes up. What's going on, Parker? Venom. What's up, Mr. Rincon? Matthew. Jax installed King Out Super Clean. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, he literally said, he's like, there is nobody here that will know that it was originally an automatic car. I did everything by the book. It looks immaculate. He's like, you will not know that this was ever when it's done. He's like, I've done so many of these transmission swaps over the years. He had an engine swap going on yesterday when I went to pick it up. I mean, the guy does so much work in the back of his house. He has a custom, like a machine shop. He bought a trailer and he parked it behind his place. And he has literally a machine shop and he has everything inside there. And then he can just do all the work right there in his house. And he has a cover over the back of his house. And that's how he does. He pulls the car up under there, does all the work. It was raining yesterday. It was pouring. When I went to pick it up, when we got to his house, he's like, "Oh, your VTEC solenoid is leaking a little bit." He's like, "You want me to fix that?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead and fix it." He's like, "Let's make it happen." It was pouring on him. I was like, "You want me to get an umbrella?" He's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." I mean, the guy is just so particular about everything. He's like, "Let's just get it done the first time." And I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's make this happen." Pretty good stuff. Do you like Suzuki? Suzuki motorcycles, let me tell you, is one of those people that think at them. They're kind of like the douchebag type riders. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's Suzuki riders in here. But Suzuki riders, especially Gixxer riders, are known as kind of like squids, which means they have no gear. They don't wear gloves. They don't wear helmet. They don't wear jacket. They don't wear anything. For some reason, squids love the Suzuki GSXRs. And anybody who can ride motorcycles here will tell you that. I don't know what it is about the Gixxers. They're really big squid motorcycles. I don't know why. But they're kind of weird guys out there. Are you going to polish compound your GTR? If it ever stops raining, I get more questions about when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You tell God above that we have got to have some sunlight here in Florida. All it does is rain. We had no rain for weeks on end, where we'd have like 2 or 3 months without rain. Now for the last 2.5 weeks or more, all it does is rain. Again, I just mowed the grass. That was like on Tuesday or Wednesday. I looked at it tonight. The grass is that tall again. Absolutely that tall. It's going to be bogging down the mower again. Just because it's rained so much, it's just gross. It's the life of living in Florida. Still raining in Florida? Yes, it is, man. What up, Ranger? How's the stick shift? It drives really good, Poo Panda. It drives really good, smooth shifting, no complaints whatsoever. I've obviously my first 2 cars were stick shift. My 370Z was stick shift, and many of the trucks I drive at work are stick shift. Not so much anymore. Most of the trucks at work are going to automatic, but the thing is the way it goes. Yeah, squids. So in the motorcycle community, Richard, they call anybody who rides with no gear on, so no gloves, no motorcycle jacket, no helmet, they call them squids, because essentially like they're a squid, they're just flop around and stuff like that. And of course, when they go down, if there's an accident or whatever, there's nothing protecting them, and they usually suffer massive injury or they die because there's nothing protecting their body. They just want to be out there and they're like, yeah, I want to be free. And I don't know what it is about GSX-XRs. The Gixxers is what the name is for them. They just don't want to wear gear. The Gixxers and the Busa Bros, the Busa Bros, that's a Suzuki as well. What would you recommend to maintain carbon fiber? All I've done is actually just on my stuff, on the GTR and stuff, I just put sealant on the stuff because, the GTR has carbon fiber, strut bar has carbon fiber, rear diffuser, and I just put it on there just like normal because even the GTRs, I'll tell you what, how bad the GTR carbon fiber wings are that came on the Black Edition GTRs. The clear coat is fading off of it. So if you don't protect those things and leave them constantly protected, the stuff is starting to actually peel the clear coat on the carbon fiber. I've seen a lot of guys on there. Wax, let's go sealant. Junior, it is all up to you personally. If you have a DA polisher, get the liquid. If you don't, just get the paste. It literally is up to you, buddy. It's how you apply wax a lot easier. If you do have a DA polisher, then obviously go with the liquid. It's a lot faster, Does your wife ride the motorcycle? No, she's never ridden the motorcycle with me. Excuse me. She's already asleep. My son's asleep. He's still in his car seat. So we pulled him out of the car seat, sat him in the kitchen, and he's still asleep. So if I hear him start crying here in a few minutes, I'll have to run down there and go get him. I tried McGuire's Ultimate Compound, and wow, it's abrasive. It cleared those small. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a bad. Now I'm sure there's some very high end, very good compounds out there and polishes that are better. But for everyday Joes, they all need a McGuire's Ultimate Polish or Ultimate Compound. They're going to get the job done. Maybe not quite as aggressive or not quite as fast as some of those high end order online products. But for what you need, it'll do the average job for you. You know what I mean? Hey, Chad, you're having a good night. Was about to wash my car today until I saw the raining the entire week in Florida again. The last time we've seen, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I've seen the sun. I saw a little bit of blue yesterday when we were going by Tampa, but again, it started raining again. Literally, all it's done is rain and rain and rain. It sucks. It really does. And, it hurts my channel right now, and it really does because I'm seeing the subscriber counts down. The views are down because I can't put out as much videos as I used to. It literally hurts my channel because I'm not in a studio, like in an extra room in my house doing it as a studio like so many YouTube channels do, or some gaming channel or something else with, the weather doesn't affect you. I have to be out there in the weather, and I'm not going to put out videos where it's cloudy. One thing I've noticed, and you guys can probably notice this too as car enthusiasts, you go to a car show on a cloudy day, cars look good. Go on a sunny day, look at the cars, and you're going to see swirls and scratches everywhere. And that's the difference. And I'm not here to give you BS results. I want to give you the best results possible, give you the best idea of how a product's going to handle, and then go from there. And that's just the way I take pride in my channel. Okay. I take it as like, let's say it's a part-time job. I want to make sure it's the best I can do. And that's why we do it, So I don't want to give you garbage out there, and then you're going to think that product is amazing when possibly it's not. What phone? I use the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. I've had Galaxies. I've had 2 or 3 Galaxies now, and I've used Android for the past, I don't know, like 8, 9 years or something like that. I've used it. I think because it wasn't maybe it was a Windows. It was something like that. It was garbage, and I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. I remember, if you guys remember the old school days, the Motorola Razr. Oh, those were good. The Motorola Razrs were all that and some. I love the Razr. I bought so many extra batteries because I wanted that phone to last as long as possible. I could drive. Back in the day, you didn't have, the texting was through like the numbers. It hit it like A, how many times, and then B, how many times. I could drive on the way to Georgia when she was doing her stuff, and like drive, and I wouldn't even have to look at it, and I'd know exactly what words I was typing to her on texting a message. It was great because I knew exactly, the Razrs were amazing. Those were the days. I love it. How much does automatic polishers go? Jacob, I got myself a very high quality one from Greer's Garage. It's a 6-inch GA polisher. It's $150, but it's a lifetime warranty. So as long as you own that product, all you got to do is just send it back in. You'll get it repaired or replaced. Yo, what I missed? How's your car going? So Jose, I just got the Prelude back. The blue one's back. The 5-speed swap is done. There's a couple extra things I want to have done on it. My wife said the light bar in the back wasn't lighting up, and he fixed one of the burnout taillights. There was something wrong with it. He fixed that one, but I guess he didn't know that I didn't know that the LED light up top in the wing wasn't working. My wife said, yeah, it's not working. So I'm guessing that's a connection issue. And then the headlights for some reason are starting to leak now and fog up, and they never did that before I dropped it off. So I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna have to get the headlights done. After that, I think one of the handles isn't really tight. I'd like the handle to be fixed. But other than that, it's just now I'm gonna have to find a body shop and find somebody who actually wants to do the job, because so many places many places don't want to do that kind of work because they're going to think it's not quick money. So they'll price themselves out of the market. They'll quickly say, $4,000 or $5,000 to do that because they don't want to touch the job. They don't want to work on it. So in order to make you not want to buy it from them, they'll just tell you some absurd number, and they'll just say, take it or leave it, or you go somewhere down the street, they want to do the job, we'll do it for like $2,500. That's the ones who really want it. Yeah, the titanium razor. I still remember mine. It's still somewhere in one of my boxes from when I moved. It's great. The Preludes, the white Prelude is still in the driveway. We towed the white Prelude back on Tuesday. I went up there, get this. So I went up to the place where it was in Kissimmee. It was at H&R Motors in Kissimmee. Some island guys that came from New York, like every other person in New York comes to Kissimmee, Florida from the islands, mostly Puerto Ricans. They literally, the ECU, the computer for the car was literally sitting on the floor. The carpet was pulled down, and that's all it's been done to it. Wires were hanging down. That's it. The white car sat there for 6 months. And he said, oh, I went through a couple of ECUs. It won't work. And I told that guy the story yesterday. He's like, they're morons then. They're morons. It's not the ECU. It's something else that's messed up. And he said, he's like, just bring the car here. He's like, I'll fix it for you. So now I got to rent a truck to get it over in a trailer to tow it all the way over to Wesley Chapel, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa. And it sucks, but, you know, so that's where the white car is back in the driveway again. And I told them, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tow it today. And they were like, no problem. They didn't try and charge me anything. I was kind of scared and apprehensive that they were going to say, hey, you owe me for how much it is. And, you know, I had to pay for these ECUs, even though it didn't work. And all the time it's been in our parking lot. You know, I was kind of worried they were going to try and BS me like that and try and make some money off me. But they didn't say anything. They said, all right, sorry about that. We couldn't fix it for you. I'm thinking, you should have called right then when you figured out you didn't want to fix it or you couldn't fix it and just, you know, said, hey, come take your car. We can't figure it out. I would have accepted a mechanic that said he didn't understand it and didn't know versus him try and just keep it and never, ever work on the car again. So, again, I just got to get it over there, and then the white car will be back. And then the white car can get the white car just needs a spray paint. It was a Florida car from original back in 1991, so it doesn't have the rust issues. It just needs a good new paint job on it, and that's nothing more. Bring the Razor back for sure. I remember they made a Motorola, a newer Razor that was kind of like this, but it's about the same width as the Samsung now. It's really no big deal. Like the garage Livestream, we go back to that. Yeah, but I kept disconnecting Aaron, so it was a really big problem with me. It was really bad connection. Even with the Wi-Fi, it was garbage. My stepdad is still running the Razor 2, basically. Jesus. I had a slider phone. You guys remember the slide ones? The ones that would slide out and the keyboard would pop up like this, and then you could just type on it. Oh, we got fast at that. We got real fast at that one. It was awesome. Still slower than other Android phones. I have the S8 Plus. Yeah, the S8 Plus works great. My wife has the iPhone 8 Plus. What do you think of Mako? I think they're pretty cheap stuff. I'm going to find I'll be real with you. For the white car, I don't mind putting it through Mako because all it needs is to be just stripped down to the bare metal again and then primed and then repainted. Nothing more. There's no rust on it or anything. It just needs to be stripped down and repainted. The blue car, however, as you guys know, there's rust in it, so they're going to have to cut out the wheel wells, replace the metal on there, weld it back in, then take it back down and primer it, and then bring it back up. So if I skate through with about $2,500, I think I'll be doing okay. Now, I have a friend from work who owns a shop. He said his buddy, who's a paint shop guy, paints for them and does the body work for them. He said they would do it for $1,800 for me. So I'm going to go talk to him first and let him see the extent of how bad the rust and stuff is. And then if he doesn't feel like he's comfortable with it and he doesn't feel like he wants it, then I'll take it somewhere else. Because you can kind of tell if somebody doesn't want to work on something. They'll kind of beat around the bush and it's going to take this and it's going to take this. And yeah, I'll probably be able to do that for like $5,000. And it's like, dude, the car's not worth $5,000. You know, so I know right away that they don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? So you kind of figure it out real quick. Ranch. Cody. Boo iPhone. Yeah, my wife has the iPhone. It's because her job, they use an app that wasn't on the Android or didn't work good on the Android, and it worked really good. So I bought her the iPad, and then she's had iPhones ever since because of that situation. Otherwise, she didn't care. She did have an Android before, but just because of the fact that her job at the medical office, that one of the apps for one of the apps that, you know, you put in all the patient information in, that worked a lot better and ran smooth on the iPhone. The Android was all clunky and it was garbage. So that's what happened. The slide phone, not side phone, slide, where you had to slide it open and the keyboard was on the bottom. That's what I'm talking about. I can stream my PS4 on the phone. Play Vita, the phone's working out great. Yeah, my PS4 has been doing pretty good. Obviously, last stream you got to see the PS4 Pro. I was at Sam's Club today, and they had an open box return that it comes under full warranty. It was a Samsung 65-inch 4K, and they were only asking $700 for it. And I was like, oh, we need to get this now. I was like, that's a pretty good deal. We're talking Sam's Club 4K HDR 220 refresh rate, and I was like, $700. I'm like, that's a good deal for 65-inch TV. And she was like, not right now. We're going to go on vacation soon. Not right now. So we didn't get it. And I was like, because I'd like to have a 4K TV. The monitor here is 4K, but the bigger TVs are only 1080p. Uh-oh, there's drama in the side chat. Drama. The slide phones. Yeah, slide phones were awesome. What's up? Thoughts on S2K? They're great cars. They're not fast cars. Don't go in expecting an S2000 to be fast. But they're solid little cars. They're going up in value relatively. They've completely leveled off in price. Now the good condition ones are starting to go back up. Same with the Honda Preludes. I noticed that when I was looking for a blue Prelude just like mine, so I could just swap the stereo out. And my God, if you had a great condition Prelude, the value there, people are asking $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for a Prelude, and the book value in mint condition is like $3,500 to $4,000. The prices are now going up now, and for a good condition one, same as the S2000. But they're not fast cars. Understand that Preludes are not, or S2000s are not fast compared to today's cars. They're pretty slow, you know. Test out chemical guys, grill brush. Never heard of that, Freedom Flights. What's your daily? Usually the blue car or the white car. The white car obviously has been out of commission for a long time, so I usually drive my blue Prelude. Now that it's back, I'll be driving that. But for like those 2 or 3 weeks there, I was having to drive the GTR was my daily driver. The GTR is filthy from all the rain. The blue car is filthy. My wife's car, minivan, is covered in love bugs. I'm like, I got to get your car for a day this week. But she can't. Obviously, she doesn't know how to drive stick shift, so it's going to be a problem. So it's like, oh, I need to get these things because, you know, I've got a Terminator from Stoner Car Care that I really want to test out. I know it's going to work good because Stoner Car Care makes some solid products, but I want to test it. Stoner Car Care sent me a test sample of their new car wash. They reformulated their car wash that I tested out, and they sent me a new one. He's like, hey, have you had a chance to test it? I'm like, no, all it's done is rain. I haven't had a chance. So he wants me to test out their new car wash sample. And I said, look, I'm so sorry, but literally every day it rains. I said, I can't do anything about it. Why was it there? Because Dalton, I wasn't in town. Yesterday I went to Tampa to pick up my blue Prelude from getting the 5-speed transmission swap. And then we went back. Then we stopped at a Mexican restaurant in Lakeland, Florida. And then we came and we went to Walt Disney World, and we got home at like 12:45. And we were very tired, so we went to bed early. Does the minivan have TVs? No, we didn't opt for it, Cody, because we figured it wasn't worth it. Literally, to add the TV in the minivan was like $2,500 option, and to us it was stupid because how many iPads? And they even told us that the salesman was like, I don't see it worth it because you guys can buy brand new iPads for your kids for less money. And obviously we already had an iPad, and this, you know, and it's the truth. iPads, you know, $700-800 versus $2,500 for a monitor. Where the iPad, you know, we have unlimited data with Verizon, so he can just flip through all the videos he wants. So that's why. And obviously we got a ridiculous deal. They somehow screwed up in the pricing. We didn't say anything. My wife signed the papers, and boom, we bought the car. And so to get the fully loaded minivan like that, and then we got it $34,000 out the door. We were like, we saw the paper. We're like, that's not the price they told us, but we're not going to open our mouth. And we basically got $4,000 off. We were like, that's not the price we agreed to, but we'll take it. And so my wife signed the paperwork, and then financial manager's like, I don't know how you got it that cheap. He's like, that's less than what we paid for it. But hey, I'm just a financial guy that does the paperwork for you guys. So he's like, it's not my business. They agreed to it. And I'm like, yep. So it was pretty crazy. Any thoughts trying to, I will definitely get to a Poo Panda. I'm just effing pissed at this weather right now because I can't do anything for you guys. You know what I mean? It just sucks. I live in California, where he lives in Florida, different places. Yeah, all it's been doing is raining here. It sucks. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? When are you going to replace the minivan? We just bought the minivan last January. We're not going to replace that thing for a long time. We bought the minivan for $34,000 out the door. The sticker price, the MSRP sticker price on the minivan was $39,000. We got it for $34,000 out the door. So I think we paid, it was like $31,800 before tax, tag, and title, $31,800. And the guy was literally financial manager's like, I don't know how you got it for that cheap. That's less than what we paid for these vans. But hey, whatever you did, you did. So, you know, all I'm doing is doing your, writing up the contract. And I was like, doing the loan, because we did an auto loan for like $20,000 or something like that. And he's like, not my problem. He's like, I just doing the stuff. And he's like, but you did a great deal. And I'm like, yeah, but we got a killer deal. So we're never going to get rid of the van. The van already has 29,000 miles on it, 29,000 miles on it in about a year and a half now. We drive a lot. You can take all the rain you want, Keem. That's all it does is rain. It sucks. I didn't scam anything. Literally, I contacted about 8 different Toyota dealerships in the Central Florida area. And then we had already test driven one, so we knew what they were like. And then we said, look, we want it to be in gray. We want it to be a SE model and all this crap. And the local dealer said, we'll do it for this price, but we have to do a dealer swap with our sister dealership in West Palm Beach. Funny enough, because the GTR came from West Palm Beach as well. And so we said, okay, they said it'll come in Monday. No problem. So it came in 2 days later. So we had to go, then we had to just sit down, you know, to obviously sign the rest of the contract and then just get the car loan, essentially. So when we sat down, we looked down with the financial, whatever you want to call it, the loan manager, if you want to call it, loan officer. And we're like, that's not the price we agreed to. But the name was there and everything. And we were like, she looked at me, I looked at her, I'm like, and when she said, that's when he's like, so she signed it and that's how it went down. And we didn't agree to that price. We agreed to a higher price. But once we got there, they were like, your name's already on it. You guys got a good deal on it. And we're like, yeah, we did pretty good. We talked him down. We talked him way down. We don't know. We talked him down. We didn't talk him down near that low. And they're funny because a dealer in Jacksonville, Florida, which we did the test drive at, he said, are you still interested in buying it? Because they said, we'll get to you for $42,000 out the door. And we're like, nah, that's too much money. And then he called up and he said, did you guys ever sell it? Because we're willing to let it go for like $40,000 out the door now. We said, yeah, we already bought it. And they're like, well, may I ask how much? And I told him we got it for $34,000 out the door. And he's like, how did you get it that low? He's like, that's not right. I'm like, it's like, we just shopped around, boss. And we made the call. I said, I told you I was going to shop around before we buy it. And I did, but I didn't expect that something happened in the numbers, but we didn't say anything. We're just like, okay. But he's like, all right, well, good luck to you, man. I'm sorry it didn't work out. And I'm like, no problem, boss. So it worked out really good. Try Chemical Guys Pina Colada air freshener. No, I haven't. I'm sorry, I haven't. How's the Turtle Wax air freshener? That's still pretty good, Aaron. Actually, when I turn on the air conditioning in the GTR, it actually can smell a light smell of the Caribbean thing. Granted, I don't drive it every day. Well, the last 3 weeks I did. But if I get in the car, I haven't been in the car in a couple of days, and I get in, I can definitely smell a hint of it, especially if I turn the AC on. Because, you know, you run it with the AC filter on and the air conditioning on with the recycling, and it works really good. You talked them down without talking them down. Yeah, no, I don't think so, Cody, because we saw him later on when we went in for service. And that's just the way it was. They're a really high-volume seller here at Central Florida Toyota here on Orange Blossom Trail. And just in South, they call it South Orlando. It's like right on the edge of Kissimmee. So they call it South Orlando. And that's where all the dealerships are at. Because we looked at a Honda minivan and we looked at something else. But it was just like the Honda minivan, the seats were really cheap and they're kind of hard and stiff. Where the Toyota seats are really plush and cushy. It had more power. We liked all the amenities inside better. It rode better. So that's why we bought the Toyota instead. What's up, Vincente? How you doing, buddy? Texas, we've got scary thunderstorms. A good thing that did not rain much. Yeah, we'll get us rain. Can you tell us about Chemical Guys black on black dresses? What? Black on black dresses? I don't cross dress. I'm sorry about that, Freedom. I don't cross dress like that. You might be talking to another YouTuber, but I don't personally cross dress. I don't know. Just saying. Eventually found out it was younger. We got to start construction tomorrow. Oh, dude, I'm sorry about that, Vincente. I know you guys got to get up early. I know it's midnight here. It's actually 12:01 here. So again, I'm hoping if it keeps raining, I'll do the best I can. We'll do some more interior stuff. Like I realized that I'd never tested out that Masterson's product, and I was like, oh crap! Well, that'll be a perfect way for me to test it. Again, it wasn't the best product, a good solid B product, but it wasn't an A product like a 303 fabric guard. So what I did is I actually personally wrote him, showed him what I thought about it, and I told him, I said, look, 303 is better than you guys. Can you please go back to the laboratory and tell him to turn it up? He said he would definitely do that. He said he has a new batch coming out. He said he will go back to them and tell them to adjust it more. Because I said, I'm sorry, I hate to tell you this, but I said 303 is better than you. And I said, I want your product to be just as good as 303. I said, so can you go back and tell them to tweak it a little bit? And he said, sure, he would definitely do that. And see, that's what I like about these companies. I can contact them right away, and I get a message back later on that day letting me know that thanks very much for the feedback. We'll go back and work on it again. The same thing will happen with Stoner Car Care's originally car soap. It was really watered down. They said it's because it has like a coating in it, like a wax coating in it, and that's what's killing their suds. And I was like, dude, the suds were dead in like 1 or 2 panels. And I said, I said, can you go back and have them change it? And I guess he went back to the lab and then he sent me a new sample, a lab sample. But obviously with the rain, I haven't had any time to test it out. So I got to make a video. And then I got to contact him privately and let him know, Peter from Stoner, like, hey, whether I like it, do I not like it, what needs to be changed, or what would I like to see out of it? And that's what I like. I like the companies who ask and then want to see changes. Since then, I've had 2 more companies contact me recently asking me to try out their products. I've never heard of them, but I will definitely try them out once I'm done with a couple of these last products I told them. Black on black dressing. Yes, because I'm not into the whole dress up thing. Greetings, South Texas. Enjoy all the content. Hope you keep up with great content. I will do the best I can, Jose. They were having mega problems with a lot of rain here in the last 2 weeks in Florida. Obviously, you guys got to see, being in the Gulf of Mexico, just had that tropical storm. Well, we got the tail end, the what do they call it? The feeder bands that come around. Well, that hit all yesterday, and it was just drenching downpour of rain. It was nuts. I'm off, Sean. I see you later, buddy. Wash your car in the garage like Sarah and Toon. She lives in I have no idea who that is. Sorry. No, I'm not going to wash my car in the garage because then I would be soaking my garage floor, and I'm not going to do that. It's just not fun. Man, with those trees and brushes close to your driveway, you must wash your car a lot. No, I don't have anything over my driveway. I have palm trees that are against the side of the house. But right now they're blooming, so little blooming things get on the car if I leave it out there. But that's only a short time a year, and that's about it that those things actually bloom. But other than that, we don't have problems because all the oak trees are right along the street. Like our neighborhood has oak trees in front of every house, so it's like kind of the archway when you're driving around the neighborhood. Ever heard of a Rocket Car Care? No, I haven't. I love this. Guys are like fighting each other. This is great. You guys can keep it up. Let me tell you what the companies that contacted me recently, since we're on that topic. They private messaged me through Instagram and say, would you be willing to try our stuff? So let's see who it is. Armor Car Care. You guys ever heard of Armor Car Care? Armor Car Care. ARMOUR Car Care. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. They've reached out to me, Armor Car Care. I've had, who else recently contact me? I've had a couple of people actually contact me from different companies. So bear with me. I was like, oh, what's going on, guys? What's going on? And they're like, hey, would you try our stuff? And I was like, yeah, I would, but give me another couple weeks and I'll be glad. And it was, who else? I've got a couple more that wrote me, actually. Gator Detail has wrote me. They want me to start trying out their products. I tried out their bug remover stuff. Excellent product. What else did I try? What else? It was some Wicked something contacted me recently. Would I try their stuff as well? But oh yeah, Wicked Auto Car Care. They've got to be out of Boston talking about Wicked. So that should be pretty fun. So again, I have 3 more products here. So that's what's going on. Man, you guys are just crazy. This stuff, you guys are like nuts. So I don't know if you guys have heard about any of these companies, but that's 3 companies right there. If you've heard about them, just let me know if you've ever tried them before, and we can let you know. Are you an only child? Yes, I am an only child. I was adopted. I was adopted when I was 1.5 years old. I lived in South Florida. All these products are the same shit, just different name. Some are, some aren't, Cody. I've definitely tried out different things and go from there. The thing I like is when these companies will go and change the products if you talk to them, and they'll sit there and say, okay, we'll work on it. And most of them, they don't even care. You can sit there and dog them and just say, hey, let us know what we need to work on. We'll go back. So I do like that a lot. GT Taylor, 99 cents. What's up, buddy? Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. How's the PS4? It's doing pretty good. I haven't had much time to play it the last couple of days. Honestly, I've been trying to get out videos for you guys. I really honestly have. You guys suggested more interior videos, which is why I put out the vacuum video I use, and I did what the hell did I do? My mind's drawing a blank now. I did the Masterson stuff, and then last week I had one recorded from before, which is a side-by-side. And you guys got to see the McGuire's Gold Class video and the foam cannon. That I did. It was a day. It had just finished raining, and it would rain literally about 15 minutes later. It started raining again after I did the foam cannon video. It was hilarious. Within 10 or 15 minutes after I finished that video, it just started downpouring again. So I just got out there in that window to make it. Again, with the foam cannon video, all you're seeing is if it's actually going to clean or not. I did make one more video I'm going to upload either later this week or next week. A lot of people ask me, Chad, when you use your foam cannon, will the foam cannon alone get rid of all the dirt, or do I need to go back and hand wash it afterwards? You always need to wash it afterwards. So what I did is, after you guys got to see me do the gold class video in the foam cannon, I went back about an hour later after the car fully dried off, no big deal. And I took the camera out there really close and I showed you the paint on the car. And you can actually see it's still very dirty. The foam cannon did not remove all the dirt. And I want people to understand that. So that's why I made that video. So that'll probably be out maybe next week, because I really got to get out some more reviews for you guys. I feel terrible like you don't even know. And so I also got to get out foam cannon videos for you guys Friday. I've got so much to do, guys. So it sucks. What are your other passions? Well, we go on a lot of vacations. I like to travel the world, Cody. I like slow walks on the beach. That's always nice, slow walks on the beach. Yeah, we actually, obviously, guys know I go on another vacation here, and soon. We go on vacation again in June, and we'll be going on another cruise again. That'll be my 25th cruise, 24th cruise, something like that. So we go on a lot of cruises. We'll be going to Bermuda out of New York City. So stay tuned for that. I'll try and upload some pictures to Instagram and Facebook if you guys would like to see what's going on. I've never been to Bermuda before. It's one of the only islands I haven't been to. So we got to fly up. We're flying into Newark, New Jersey. We're staying in Secaucus, New Jersey, and then we're going out of New York City on I think it's a Sunday we go out on, and we go on the Norwegian Escape to Bermuda. We'll be in Bermuda for 3 days. So hope you guys enjoy that. I have to make sure I've got videos ahead for when I'm on vacation too. So it's not a good time for all this rain right now. Why do you need an English grammar teacher? Man, you guys are awesome. I highly doubt it, Cody. I highly doubt it. When you have a kid, you don't have much time. Let's put it that way. Is it possible to rent automatic polishers? I don't think so. Jacob. The best thing you can do, Jacob, is to buy a DA polisher for yourself. Again, it comes with a lifetime warranty. Just get a good one. Guerrero's Garage, I highly recommend. I see many pros that are still using the Guerrero's Garage. Definitely pick one up. It's worth every penny. And you guys are awesome. Went to Bermuda, rained the whole time, cruised from Boston. Oh, man, don't jinx me again, brother. I can't have any more rain right now. That would suck, because that's all I've seen is rain right now. It's awful. That would suck, man. But, yeah, I guess long-term goal for later on this year, around my birthday's in October, for anybody who doesn't know. And I would love to go to Hawaii for my birthday present. That's what I've already told her. I would really love to go on a Hawaiian cruise. But obviously, we have to get out there. And obviously, that means 3 plane tickets, which is very expensive. 3 cruise tickets, even though they consider my son the third person in the room. So he's not the full price. But it still sucks that you have to pay for him for that. So it sucks. But, yeah, I do want to go to Hawaii on a cruise. So we'll see. Now they have Cuba opened up now, in Havana. So I would like to go to cruising to Cuba. So maybe I can do that later on this year. We'll see. But, yeah, we cruise all the time. You don't like the drama in between each other? Come on, Matt. Just stop talking to each other. That's the best thing, guys. Puerto Cable. Without rain, appreciate the sunshine. The only reason, look, guys, if I didn't have a YouTube channel where I had to clean cars, I wouldn't care if it rained, because the rain keeps the heat out. And that's the good thing about Florida, because right now, if we didn't have clouds every day, we'd probably be like 95, 96 degrees every day already. So by us having rain, it keeps it down to the low 80s, high 70s every day, which is nice. So it's just the way it needs to go. Let's see, Foam Friday with more than 50% soap. Possibly in the future detailer. I'll look into it. Again, you guys got to see I'm almost out of my McGuire's Gold Class, but that stuff held up great. You guys got to see the foam cannon. Another solid one you can pick over the counter if you have a foam cannon. The funny thing is, remember, guys, that I tested out the Amazon foam cannon versus the Chemical Guys foam cannon. And I put up the link. Well, they ran out of them, and you guys were all telling me they were all out of stock. I just got a thing. And I went back, and they are back in stock now. For $17.99, you can get the same foam cannon. And the crazy thing is, I never made a proper – oh, my son's awake, guys. Give me 2 minutes. I got to get my son. He's awake. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, I'm coming, Nathan. I'm coming. Oh, I'm sorry. My fault. All right, come say hi to everybody, Nathan. Come say hi to everybody. Did you just drop your shoe? Yeah, you're asleep still, I can tell. Come say hi to everybody. Come say hi. Tell the people hello. Say hello, guys. He just woke up. I heard him downstairs, and I heard him crying, so I had to wake him up. He's been pretty sick. Him and my wife have been pretty sick the last couple of days, coughing and sneezing a lot, so he's not in the best of moods. Yesterday was in the low 60s. Geez, low 60s, that's crazy. No rain, he'd be sweating all day. For sure, dude, it's hot. I'll tell you what, when I was making videos, when was it? February, March, I had already had a solid tan going on because of the fact that how hot it was in Florida. We were already in the 80s. I think we were in the low 80s in February. What are you doing? He's trying to go back to sleep on me. This is great. Chemicals is selling strictly on their name now. Their quality is straight water. Why does he need help his son wake up? The problem was that my son, Cody, my son was in the car seat. So he was still latched in the car seat, and he was asleep. We sat him in the kitchen. So look at him, he's still asleep. And anyways, he was still in the seat, so I had to unlock him. So he was screaming and crying because he wanted to get out, obviously, and there was nobody down there. So I had to go down there and unlock him because she's already in bed. She has to be up. Tomorrow is one of her early days where she has to be up at 5 something in order to be at work in the morning. So that's what goes on. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's been lucky. This will be his 5th cruise. He's 2 years old, and he'll be 2 years and 3 months, and he'll be on his 3rd cruise. So it's pretty crazy. He's already cruised that much. Yeah, I'll definitely be polishing and compounding in the actual garage when it comes time. But again, I can't wash it with the rain. You guys would get terrible results. Here I am trying to test out a compounded polish for you guys so you get a good results, and you guys can see if you want to test it out, because I bought the Chemical Guys VSS, which is like a polish. But I can't give you guys proper results if it's not sunny out, because I'd roll the car out and you'd be like, oh, that's great results. And then, and I've noticed that in the cloud cover will block and cover up those swirls and scratches. So you want to be able to know if it's good or not. Chemical Guys black on black, maybe in the future, Freedom, but I'm not the biggest fan of Chemical Guys. I think a lot of stuff is pretty watered down and not the best quality. If you want a good product from them for your tires, get VRP. Is it VRP? You guys, you'll know what I mean. It's really good. It's a solid product for the tires, and it'll make your tires nice and shine for about 2.5 weeks before it really starts to wear off. Yes, Anthony, I get every questions a million times a week about ammo. I will definitely try it later on this year. People keep asking me about Jay Leno. People keep asking me about Patterson, the dude in blue, I guess, has his own channel stuff. I don't know, but I'll definitely try this stuff out for you guys. Unless somebody sends it to my P.O. box beforehand, then I'll try it out then, because I have it early. Yeah, he's sick. He's a sick little kid. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. So definitely I'll be trying all that stuff out, son. Have you tried DynoX Car Care? I haven't tried any of their stuff out, Dalton. The funny thing is, they've actually liked a lot of my Instagram posts. It's pretty funny about that. They've liked a lot of my Instagram posts, but so apparently they either keep up with me or watch my stuff, but I guess they just haven't, contacted me. You stink. You need a diaper soon, buddy. You stink. He's trying to sleep on my lap. He's standing up trying to sleep on my lap. Here. Go lay down here. Here, lay down, buddy. Here, just lay down right here. There you go. Here. It's okay. It's okay. No, you don't have to go. See, he's tired. He's not been feeling really good, guys. See, he wants to be held. Okay, I'll hold you. At least say hi to the people. You're so rude tonight. You know that? You're really, really rude tonight. He's normally not like this. You guys usually see him usually running around having fun. But today, the last couple of days, he's been pretty sick. What's up, Chevy? How you doing, buddy? What's the best tire shine you recommend that will last longest? Definitely either Chemical Guys VRP, Masterson's Trim and Tire Shine, or the Adams tire shine. Either one of those three, buddy, will last you for probably 2.5 weeks before it really is all gone. Solid product. Hold on, I'm trying to read through everybody's stuff, guys. I do apologize with him. Come on, guys. Have so many products, same thing. You are right about that, Jacob. Dub Tire Shine. Dub Tire Shine is really nice and bright, but once it starts raining and stuff, it'll just wear right off. You can use a Griot's garage rinse, just wash in the garage. Yeah, I could, but the problem is all I really want to do is get my GTR cleaned properly, like where I know I'm really satisfied with it in the sun and I can see it, and then I can start working on the polishing. So that's my game plan right there. Products seem good quality, but some of it is McGuire, so maybe yeah, I don't know. Pooh, we'll find out in the future here again. I'll definitely try it later on this year, unless obviously somebody was to send me some sooner in my P.O. box. Otherwise, I do it. Who is Jay Leno? Jay Leno is like a massive car person. If you don't heard about him, you need to look him up. The dude was the late night show or something like that on the, is it ABC? I don't know, CBS, one of them. Anyways, the dude was around for like 30 years. The guy literally is a car fanatic. He owns like 300 cars. He owns a massive like warehouse in Southern California where he keeps all his cars. He has vintage antique cars. He actually has a full mechanic crew that works for him to restore cars and keep his cars working at all times. And he has his own YouTube channel. Look up Jay Leno's Garage. Seriously, right now, go look up Jay Leno's Garage on YouTube. You'll see him. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. I remember watching one of his documentaries about how he made it in his life. Because, he ran the Late Show or something like that for, 30-something years? Since right around the 80s. Anywho, he said he never spent a dime of any of his money from that. He made all the money he lived off of was all the money that he did from his stand-up comedy. All the years he lived off of that money. So he said he never spent a dime of 30-something years of his paycheck. It just went into accounts and went into more accounts, and he just added up his money. It's nuts when you hear about his story. And that's how he made it big. He started out like cleaning cars at dealerships and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy how he came up that much. So he's always been a car fanatic. Have I tried Mother's Water Wash? No, I don't think so. It's kind of hard to find. I've only seen it one place. Memorial Day. Well, other than sleeping in, we went to Hollywood Studios to get the new. He's like, why is that? This is for Disney World. If you're a pass holder for Disney, this just came out. You had to go to Hollywood Studios in order to get this. So we picked that up today, and then we went to dinner at a pizza place, and then we went back to Disney World tonight. Good to see you, bud. I used McGuire's waterless wash and wax to clean my car. I also got a Gold Class Carnival wash. Question, it was on the good way to go since it was. I don't think it would have hurt it at all, Dominic. I don't think it would have done anything different to it. Remember, these things aren't going to be made to tear apart your paint or anything, so it probably didn't do anything to it. Well, I don't personally use one, Freedom, but I know you can use McGuire's new Ultimate Wheel Cleaner as an iron remover. It will remove stuff off of your paint if you want to. Do you agree Armor All sucks? Yeah, probably most of their stuff is pretty low quality. I mean, I used their dash shine for years as a young man, and it did fine. It didn't give me any issues whatsoever. And a lot of people say, it cracks your dash. I'm like, please, I used it for years. It never cracked my dash. I've heard people say, McGuire's Endurance Gel cracks your tires. I'm like, what? I used that for years too, and it never did anything to it. But you're always going to have these one or two people that are going to blame something on it. And I never had a problem with either one of those products. So just take it with a grain of salt. Pooh Panda, he actually does own a lot of the cars, actually, Pooh. He does bring in people, but a lot of the cars that he shows are his own cars. And he does own a lot of cars. I think when he was on Top Gear, when Top Gear used to be with Jeremy Clarkson and them, they actually brought out a list of all the cars he had owned till then. They said they'd never ran into a guest that had as many cars as he did. At the time, he had 250 cars he owned. Again, he owns a complete warehouse in Southern California where all his cars are stored. All the memorabilia is with him. He has a full mechanic crew that works for him. These are like old guys and like middle-aged guys. It's crazy. And then they all actually do the maintenance on it, and they do full restoration. So they only work on his cars and his cars alone. It's pretty crazy so that he knows so much about it. But, he grew up as a car-loving guy, and that's just what happened, that he made a killer job with great money, and he didn't have to worry about that ever again. I don't know about Jay Leno's products. Again, I've never tried them before. From all I know, he's just putting his name on another product. So who knows? It's like West Coast Customs. They put their name on it. They're not known as a detailing company. They're known as they pimp my ride kind of thing. So it's just kind of like, what? They just paid somebody to use their name, or somebody's using their name and giving them royalties from all the products sold. You know what I mean? I'm trying to read through everybody's stuff. Can you do a video of fully detailing a car at all the steps you go through? Freedom, I've done a couple where I do show full washes and stuff like that. If you want to go back and look, I think it was using my 370Z at the time, but feel free to go back through some of my videos and how I wash a car or whatever it is. And that's generally how I do it. You might start with the wheels first. You might start with the wheels at the end. Whatever you want to do, you can do however way. But it's just generally what I do. The new 4G GT looks pretty cool. I saw it when the Grand Tour did their thing, and that was pretty good. Hi from San Antonio, Texas. Hello, Victor. Take some of our rain away, please. Brian, I tell you what, he will not sleep in a crib, okay? I don't know what it is. He's paranoid. He's petrified of his crib. If you put him in there, he will start screaming bloody murder. I mean, it's ear piercing. He will not stop. Something's wrong with him. But you can put him in a regular bed. You can put him in bed with you. Silent. I mean, obviously, if he's not tired yet, he will be awake for a little while, but he won't cry, nothing. I don't know what it is, but you put him in that crib, he just goes berserk, just screaming bloody murder. But if he'll fall asleep on the couch, he'll fall asleep downstairs, he'll fall asleep on the floor. He's fallen asleep on the live stream before out here, and that's fine. But just don't put him in that crib. He just goes bonkers. Father's Day is coming up. Yes, it is. You ever thought about doing more reviews on Limitless Car Care? Yes, Colin. Whenever they send me some more stuff, the only thing I haven't tested from them is their their degreaser. But as soon as they send me more stuff, I'd be glad to test it out. Again, these companies talk to me and they said, "Hey, we're going to send you more stuff," and I tell them, "Cool, we're good to go." So whenever stuff shows up at my house, I let you guys know, and then I test it out. What does Pimp My Ride mean? So Pimp My Ride was a show on MTV. I know, music television, pimping people's rides. Again, that was when reality TV was just starting to take over TV. Anyways, you would take a jalopy, a piece of shit car, basically, and put wheels on it, paint it some wild stuff, put all kinds of crazy interior stuff in it, basically turn it from a complete turd to a wild kind of crazy ride. And they call it Pimp My Ride. So you had literally a dump that would barely run. They'd fix it mechanically, make it run solid again, and then do everything else to it. Feel free to look it up on YouTube sometime. It was a huge hit show back around the early 2000s. I know you're not as old, but you would understand as soon as you see it. You're like, oh, I know what it is. Crib is like jail. I would not doubt that, buddy. Walmart has some new interior cleaner. Well, put the crib next to the bed and open the side, leaving space. Honestly, Pooh, you can't open the side of the crib in ours. And it's a big crib that has what do you want to call it? Like a mini dresser that's connected, like one row of drawers right next to it. It's a big one. It's in the spare bedroom. So there's no way. Again, you can put him in a normal bed. You can put him next to you at night and he'll sleep just fine. But if you try and put him in that crib, forget it. You're done. So half the time I have to sleep with him at night. Most of the time I do sleep with my son because it's the only way for her to get sleep without her getting woke up all night long. And because the bedroom is right next to the spare bedroom where his bedroom's at. And she needs to be able to sleep. So I just take him and sleep in the other room. Your Prelude should be on there. No, God, no. They would ruin the Prelude. What do you do when you polish your wheel and it turned black? What? Why would you polish your wheel and it would turn black? Pimp the GTR. Hell no. What do you think about the Ford Rangers? I used to love the Ford Rangers. I thought they were little, solid, little tiny trucks, great trucks. And they stopped making them. Now they're bringing it back. That's a good to hear. I like that. Hopefully they sell good. They're not going to be small, obviously, like they used to be. So we'll see what happens. I've already tried it out, Brian. Go back to some of my videos in the past and you can see what it looks like. Pimp Toyota CNN. No, God, no. I thought that show was a joke, man. And then they had Gas Monkey Garage, and that was stupid as hell. I thought Pimp My Ride was a lot better. Like I could tell it was a sellout show when they Went over to Gas Monkey Garage or some garbage like that, and you just got really corny. They went from making decent looking cars to just stupid, retarded looking cars. And one of their guys went over there, like was it Magic Mike or something like that? He switched companies like overnight just so he could stay on the show, and it was dumb. And then you had the one in New York with the big fat Puerto Rican guy. You guys remember that show? Which one was it? Exquisite Rides or something. You guys remember what I'm talking about? They're in New York, and he's a big fat like Puerto Rican guy, and they did all kinds of rides. I think they were on MTV for a while as well. I mean, it was just a trend. That's all it was. The foam pad turned black. Oh yeah, the wheels. I've had stuff turn black before. Just wash it out, brother. Aaron, wash it out in some hot water, and it'll be fine. Forza thing, but I put in the 7.0 of the new Raptor. That could be pretty good, but again, how much is it going to be? Gas prices, I don't know where you guys live, but gas prices in Florida have gone up about 80 cents, 70 or 80 cents a gallon in about the last 3 months. I think gas around our neighborhood is $2.89 for regular gallon, for regular gasoline. In some parts of town, it's $2.91, when 3 months ago it was like $2.15. It's absurd how much gas has gone up in the last 3 months. It's just a complete ripoff. I'm one of those guys that says, drill, baby, drill. You know, forget all of them over there in the Middle East trying to jack up the prices. Drill here in America, drill in Canada, wherever they want. Create American jobs and bring the price of oil down. That's the way I see it, and that's what I would rather see. But that's just me. I know some environmentalists out there be tripping balls and going nuts, but that's just the way I see it. I'd rather see it drilled here, good American jobs, high-paying jobs, and flood the market with American stuff so the price comes down, and then everybody's happy. Have you ever heard of yeah, MD car stuff? They've actually sent me stuff before. I've tested them out. I really like their Neo Armor. Their Neo Armor is kind of like a spray sealant. Really good stuff. It was on my wife's minivan for like 6 or 7 months. It was a really solid product. Unique Autosports. There you go. See, I remember what it was. I just remember they were based in New York, and he was like a fat Puerto Rican guy. And they do a lot of basketball players' cars and stuff like that. Not like Pimp My Ride or anything. They just made them a lot cleaner, a lot better looking. You know what I mean? And just added a kind of interior stuff or stereo, or they added wheels to it and stuff like that. I'm actually glad to hear a YouTuber say good things about a Ranger. Have one with a 4-inch lift. Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't care as long as I'd like to see more choices out there. Obviously, I'd say the best small pickup out there right now would be the Toyota Tacoma. It holds the value the best. It's going to last the longest without any problems. I definitely would say the Toyota Tacoma if you have a choice between the two. But I like the fact that the Ranger's coming back. The Ranger was around for how many years? Like 30 years, and they suddenly canceled it. And to me, that was just a dumb move because not everybody wants a giant F-150. You need to make a small pickup truck. Granted, the new Ranger is not a small truck. I've seen the pictures of it. It's not small, but it's smaller than the F-150. So it'll be a tight thing. There's going to have to be a price difference range between the two vehicles. You can't sell the Ranger at $29,000 and sell a Ford F-150 at $30,000. It won't sell. The Ranger won't sell because somebody will be like, I might as well get the bigger one for $1,000 more, and that's what they'll do. They just won't buy the Ranger, and then they'll pull the Ranger again. So they're going to have to make a significant price difference between the two. You can't put it as $1,000 or $2,000 difference. MD car stuff. If he ever feels like sending me some more Rev Automotive stuff, I'd be glad to. I've wrote him, and he told me he was going to send me some more stuff, but I just never got any. He hasn't sent them to me yet. But he does once in a while. He'll contact me via Instagram and talk to me. $330 for prices are skyrocketing here, guys. It's getting expensive. $4 for V power. Yeah, gas is definitely going up. I think 93 for the GTR and the Prelude is something like $330. It's around $330, almost $340 a gallon now. So it's like, here we go again. It's like the 2000s all over again. Was it the mid or late 2000s? Man, gas was stupid here. It was like $3.80 for regular in Florida, and then premium was like $4.10, $4.20. It was stupid. It was getting ridiculous. And the same thing's going to happen. I bet Ford right now is like, whoa, we said we were going to pull our cars, but I think we're going to go ahead and hold back off on it. I bet money they're second guessing that right now about stop selling all their cars, because once you start hitting $4 a gallon, people are not going to buy your giant Expedition anymore. They're not going to want that Explorer. They're going to be saying, where's that Ford Focus again? Where's that Ford Fiesta? Where's that little Ford Aspire? Where's those tiny cars again that get 40-something miles a gallon? I want those cars back. You're going to see it, and mark my words. If you see $4 a gallon again, Ford will not drop their cars. They won't. They'll just redesign them. Though they need to redesign the Taurus. They need to redesign the what is it? It's not the Focus. What's the other car that they have? I don't know what it's called. You guys know what I mean. But they're a mid-sized sedan, I guess you want to say it. If they just need to redesign them, make them better looking, that'll be a big difference. Damn, warehouse got broke into. That sucks, man. I just haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, though, MD. That's the only thing I tell you. Sorry, Chad, I wasn't able to catch your reply to the wireless wash and wax and using carnival. It shouldn't do any difference, Dominic. It shouldn't do any difference for you, buddy. Pablo, what is your what about Toyota pickup Hilux? That, I think, all that is the Tacoma. I think we call it the Tacoma here in the United States. They never sold the Hilux in America. It was always the Toyota Tacoma, and then, of course, the Tundra. But it's the good stuff. What's up, bro? Good to see you back online. I was online. What are you talking about, buddy? Fusion. There it is, guys. I bet money if gas prices, I'm telling you right now, write it down, guys, on this date. Accord said this. If you see gas prices at $4 a gallon, Ford will never, ever pull those cars. They'll just redesign them, and they'll keep selling them because who wants a truck that's only getting 20 miles a gallon or less, or are they going to buy themselves a Ford Fusion that's going to get them 40 miles a gallon? You tell me. The same thing happened during the gas crisis in the 70s when gas prices went through the roof. The same thing happened again in the 80s when gas prices went high. It happened in the 2000s. And if we hit $4 a gallon, it will happen again. Mark my words. History will always repeat itself. So if they pull out of the small car market now, when gas prices are going up like crazy, they will screw themselves royally. Yeah, you guys see, the good thing is, like, if I forget, because I'm an old man now. You guys don't understand. I'm an old man. I have terrible memory sometimes. Like, I can't tell you people's names. I am one of the worst people with names. You can tell me your name, and I'll be like, what was his name again? Literally 10 seconds later, I'll be like, what? I am awful with names. But I can tell you what kind of car you drive, what kind of motorcycle you ride. I can tell you that. I go, oh, that's the car. That's the guy with the Honda. Well, that's the guy with the Ford. I know immediately which one it is, but I can't tell you names. I'm terrible. What's up, Sean? How you doing? Messed up and traded my Turbo Q50 RS for V8 pickup truck. The thing I would, the funny thing is, lately I've been watching a lot more videos on the new Honda Accord, obviously, with the stick shift and stuff like that. And there are more and more rumors popping out that Honda is definitely starting to think about a Type R variant of the Honda Accord and the Honda Fit. And it probably won't be out for, like, maybe they'll announce it around 2019, 2020. I think that'd be a perfect time for me because I can start to see I'm getting tired of having to pull the seat forward to put him in the back seat. And the GTR hopefully will be paid off in less than 2 years from now. And that'll be a perfect timing for me to buy a Type R Accord for a daddy mobile. You know what I mean? So we'll see. MD, I can write him a little bit later. Again, I'm having problems right now with the rain. The rain is kicking my ass right now, so I haven't had a lot of luck right now making videos. So again, if I get any bit of dry weather here this week, I'm gonna make probably like 2 or 3 videos the exact same day. So even if we see me in the exact same clothes, it won't matter because we're actually getting testing results done, and I haven't been able to test Jack Diddley. Brian, order me some. Brian, send it down to my PO box. I'll try it even sooner. Otherwise, I get through some other stuff first. Do you know where you can get a full GG? That I have no idea, Esteban. I don't deal with any of that stuff at all. You're going to have to find some good places. Which clay bars do you recommend? I like the newer synthetic clay, like the clay blocks. I like the clay mitts, where it's a mitt and it's that rubbery surface, kind of like the Mothers 2.0 everybody keeps asking about. I really, really, really like that new stuff. It's just so much easier. If you had to buy a truck, what would it be? It would be a Toyota. Probably a Toyota Tacoma. I don't think I would need a Tundra. I don't need it, but it would probably be a Toyota Tacoma. That personally would be me. That's what I would buy. I wouldn't buy anything else because I just wouldn't need anything else. To me, I don't need a big hauling truck. I mean, we have a minivan. I'm telling you guys, when you put all the seats down in the minivan, that thing is huge inside. It's like a work van. It's massive in there. You can put everything you want in there and some. You could have an orgy in there, and there's plenty of room in that van. It's ridiculous. So there's no reason that I need the space for anything. So that's why I'm just going to get another four-door sedan when it comes time. And I really like the Honda Accord Sport, the one with a manual transmission. I think they're only like 28,000, and that wouldn't set me back pretty hard in the wallet. But if they had a Type R Accord, I don't care if it was $40,000. I would be buying one right now. Do you idea of hybrid pickup trucks? No, because I don't want a gimped powered truck. When I buy a truck, if I was to buy a truck, I would do it because I need the room, I need the towing capability, so it needs the power, and I don't want to be gimped on power. You know what I mean? What oil do you use? I just had my GTR oil changed a month ago, and they put Motul oil in there. You guys know what Motul is? It's like a racing oil. So that's what they put in my GTR. Do you like lowriders? Lowriders were back in the 90s. So that was a fad back in the 90s. So I think that's like a thing. It's like, you guys remember the Wings West body kits way back in the late 90s and early 2000s, the body kits that were like riced out stuff from Wings West? Yeah, that's the same kind of thing for me. It's like, yeah, that was so like last thing. Which one is your choice? I like the GTR a lot. Obviously, the GTR was a dream car for me, and that's why I bought it. And then the motorcycle, I always wanted to. The funny thing is, I started watching a lot of YouTubers on motorcycles. So then I started researching a lot of YouTubers for the MSF course, the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, which you have to take in order to get your motorcycle license endorsement. And then I said, you know what? So I went ahead and signed up for the motorcycle class. And then about a month or two later, I found I found a used motorcycle, a Ninja 250, an older one, and I bought that for $1,250. And I rode that for about 10 months before I sold it and bought the sport bike. So I love the sport bike. I love my little Honda Grom. But the GTR was like one of those dreams. You had to have it now, and I'm so glad I have it. The good thing is GTRs really don't lose their value. They've kind of settled in like the $60,000 range, 60 to 70, unless they have really high mileage in there in the 50s. But they're solid cars, and you rarely see them on the streets. Like if I see one in Kissimmee, I know who the owner is. Let's put it that way. Like I'll see, I'm like, oh, I know who that is. You're going by because they're just so rare. I think right now I'm the only red GTR in all of Kissimmee, Florida. There's some of the what they call a regal red, which is more of like I guess not a maroon, but the darker deep red or whatever they call it. It's like a I don't know, like a maroon red. It's the only thing I can say it as. Anyways, I think there's like one or two of those in the Kissimmee area, and there's like a black and a white one. But I'm the only red one there is. There's definitely a silver one for sure, obviously, but I'm the only red one in Kissimmee. So if you were to see me going down the street in Kissimmee, you would know right away that's Chad going down the road. That's just. You wouldn't have to notice me from my license plate or anything, or looking at my face driving by. You'd know right away. Lifted trucks. Colin, I don't have a big thing for lifted trucks because I don't need it. I live in the city, so there's no reason for me to need something to go in the woods with when I don't drive in the woods. A good price so I can finish with my Mitsubishi Mighty Max project. Sorry, man, I can't help you out, Esteban. I don't really know, man. Thoughts on lift trucks? Yeah, I already said that. AMS oil. Best GTR is R34, but the Estevan, the R35, smokes the GTR R34. Absolutely leaves it standing still. The R34, in comparison, is ridiculously slow. They said you could put up a 370Z and an R34 together, and they're going to be the same. If not, the 370Z would beat it. It's just the different time, decade. When did the R34 come out? Like 1998, 1994, 1999? I mean, an R35 destroys it in a straight-up race. Destroys it. The technology is leaps and bounds better, and that's what happens. So, R34s are nice, and they're very rare. They're very expensive, but when you put them up head-to-head with each other, there's no comparison. One's very slow, and one's very fast. It's a big difference. Have you ever heard of niche riding? Yes, I have. Somebody figured it out. Ah, yeah, I have a small channel there for my motorcycle stuff. I put a lot of motorcycle information and stuff out there, and I wanted to keep it separate. Is Matthew out of here? I don't think so. Dream car. The GTR was the dream car. I'm done. I don't need to have another car. Now, I say that with a grain of salt. If Honda does follow through with the possible rumors of they're talking about maybe bringing a Honda Accord Type R to America, I would buy one of those. You can bet your money I will buy a Honda Accord Type R. You can just call it and say, you know what, that's going to be Chad's next car, and that'll be on his YouTube channel, because I think they're really nice. There are plenty of room in them. They look nice, and it comes with a manual. Cool. No, Matthew's still here. Carter got me into imports. Yeah, for sure, Esteban. There's nothing wrong with the R34. It's just that when it comes down to it, people are buying it because of the hype and the name. They're not fast like compared to the new stuff. I've seen them in person, and they just don't. They're nice, but they're not on the level of an R34 nice. Like the interior is really plain, like cloth interior seats. It's really basic everything inside, where the R35s, they really stepped it up. Like the interiors are nice, power, you get all these extra toys in it and everything. And it's just a whole different world in it. Obviously, you get the leather seats and everything. I don't really like watches. My wife bought me that really nice Citizen watch I have, and that looks really good, but that's all I worry about. What's up with the GTR? What's after the GTR? Yeah, the Accord Type R for sure. R34 looks mostly high for the Fast and Furious. Yeah, and again, like I said, they're not the fastest cars in the world. If you guys got to see, what was it? It was, you guys watch Car Throttle? There's a YouTube channel called Car Throttle out of UK. They raced an R34 versus a GT-R 35 Nismo. Oh my God, he left him for dead. There was like a 6-second gap in the quarter-mile race. It was ridiculous how much faster an R35 was. It's okay, Nathan. It's okay. Told you he's not been feeling good at all. He's like really down and out. XM4, XM Edge, XM2. Yep, I've got them all, buddy. I love the kids' souls. Yeah, he's a good kid, man. I mean, I wish he would speak. He hasn't talked yet. And, once in a while you kind of worry about those things. But they said some kids don't talk to them much. Why don't you go to bed? Why don't you go to bed, buddy? Go to bed. You can go to bed. It's okay, buddy. Dad life. Sorry about this, guys. Dad life. I don't know. I don't watch Eric the Thing. Grom again. Make America Grom again. Yeah, I love my little Grom. It's a great little thing. I've taken it all over the place. My next ride, there's a big ride coming up in Orlando. It's called the Epic 2K18, where there's a couple hundred motorcycles. We're talking like 500 or 600 motorcycles go all around Orlando at one giant group. It's nuts. But the cops are everywhere, I heard, so I got to really watch it on that one. That'll be coming up. I really want to go to a Miami meet where I ride around the Grom in Miami, because now I've been to Tampa. I've been to, obviously, Jacksonville, Florida on a meet. So, yeah, I'd like to do a lot more of those with the Grom. Nathan, it's okay, buddy. You should be sleeping with Mom, but Mommy doesn't want you. She's like, no, I can't sleep with him. Oh, technology is massive. Think about it like this, technology-wise, guys. If you guys were around back then, I know some of my viewers here are younger. What kind of PC did you have? If you had a computer, what speed processor was it at? Now you look at today's processors that are multi-core, 8-core, or whatever you want to run. It's just nuts, the difference that you can have. The same with let's say 1998, 1999, the only thing there was PlayStation 1. Now we have the PlayStation 4 Pro like I have, and the rumors are already starting about the PlayStation 5, which will probably come out around 2019, maybe early 2020, and it'll be definitely coming. And yet the technology is massive different. Look at a PlayStation 1 graphics versus a PlayStation 4 Pro's graphics. It's night and day. It's just technology has changes everywhere. You know what I mean? Makes things a lot better. Yeah, it's going to be another crossover, Aaron. No, don't cough on me. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. AOL Messenger, man. I remember those days, guys. If you guys don't remember AOL, if you don't have AOL used to have they were the first one with chat rooms, okay? You go in there and meet a lot of people, dude, and hook up with a lot of people. This is way, way before all these cool things they have now. You could meet a lot of people. It was a lot of fun back in the day. You could be a straight pimp online and meet up with these people and hook up with them later on. It was a whole different world, guys. I can't explain it. What about your SF? You know how the had Bay area? What about SF? You know how bad the Bay Area is. Yeah, I don't know about that, Pablo. All I see is trash out there. California, I wasn't impressed going to California the one time I've been out there. It's a different world than the East Coast. East Coast and West Coast is massively different. And definitely growing up in the East Coast, I appreciate what they have here versus out there. I see how things are just so far extreme to the left, and just everybody, it's just this is, you see bums everywhere in the street, trash everywhere. You don't see that here in the East Coast. Things are so different there, and it's just like the norm out there now. I'm just like, ugh, you know, and I'm like, that's what you get for not stopping all this in the beginning and just, it's okay, it's everybody's free, don't worry about it. I just like, ugh, you know, you don't have that here, especially in the South, obviously. Even though Central Florida and down is more of a northern state. If you guys know about Florida, so you have North Florida that they consider kind of like the South. So you go up to North Florida, and you hear a lot of Southern accents and stuff. Once you hit about Orlando and you start working your way Orlando towards Miami, then you run into more Northerners. Like obviously Central Florida is a lot of New York or New Jersey people. Well, all of South Florida is mostly all from people from the North as well. So they consider the Central and South Florida more of a northern state than they do a southern state, where North Florida is all like country people, very nice country people, quiet, a lot of woods and stuff like that and farms, and they're more of a southern state. It's really crazy if you ever come down here. You would notice that if you came to North Florida and you came to Central or South Florida. You're going to hear the, hey, how you doing? And you guys hear those jacked up trucks, and everybody's going out hunting this weekend. We're going to go hunt deer and stuff. And that's just the way it is, you know. It's no big deal. And then you get down here in Central Florida, and everybody's from New York, New Jersey, Boston. You know, you get to Pennsylvania. A lot of that down here. Nobody here is from Orlando area. It's crazy. Oh, don't be racist to my little son. Oh, you're so mean, MD. I'm triggered right now. I'm triggered. No, that stuff doesn't bother me. Yes, my son is one half. My wife is one half Filipino, so he is 1/4 Filipino. She was just a random girl I knocked up back in the day. It's no big deal, MD. That's just the way it goes. I already have a Pioneer head unit, Cody, in my Prelude. Yeah, my wife is one half Filipino. Her mom came from the Philippines back in the 70s as a nurse, like a lot of Filipinos do. They all come over with like medical things because they all get nursing degrees in the Philippines. And it's one of the major jobs that people become in the Philippines, I learned, is becoming a nurse, because then they can move out of a third world country and come to America once they have that nursing degree. Because America, one of the fast ways into the United States is if you're in an in-demand job that's in a lot of need. Well, medical is always in a lot of need. Hence why you see so many Indians that are doctors and stuff like that, because they all come over here. Because I'm a doctor and I have my medical certification now from the United States. I passed the medical boards of the United States. Well, then they can easily get that card to come over here immediately. They don't have to wait in line. They don't have to run across or jump a fence, you know, from Mexico or wherever. They just immediately get in here because of that. And essentially that's how her mom came here. And then her dad is a white guy from Southern Georgia. And then obviously, so she's half, and then he's 1/4 Filipino. That's the way it works. So we call him a quarter Pino because he's 1/4 Filipino. Thoughts on the Audi SQ5? I liked it a lot, Cody. We were possibly going to buy one, but my wife wasn't sure about it, so we ended up backing out. Did your van come with a JBL system? I don't know. It's the fully loaded van. That's all I know, buddy. It did come with a shop vac. It actually has a built-in shop vac in the back. The Florida Panhandle is a way different world, Ranger. I lived up there for part of elementary school, and then, of course, I went back there for college, and that's where I moved from. I was in Pensacola. I wouldn't go back again. It's too slow of a lifestyle for me. There wasn't much to do, and you're so far out in the middle of nowhere once you're in the Panhandle. I mean, to get to New Orleans was like 2.5 hours away. To get to Orlando from Pensacola was like 7 hours away. to get to Miami was like 10 hours away. You're so far away from everything once you're in Pensacola, Florida. It was bleh. Motorcycle tires expensive? No, they're like $100 for a nice tire. They're not expensive at all. Oh, I thought you were asking me. Oh, I like Pioneer a lot. I've gone through like 3 or 4 Pioneer units in different cars. They're a solid product. Never had a problem with them. A motorcycle like things, yeah. If you would get any vanity plate for your GTR, what would it be? Cody, you don't watch my videos, do you, Cody? Do I? Can anybody answer if I have a specialty plate on my GTR? Can anybody answer that? Medical certification in the foreign countries are inferior to U.S. They are, but all they have to do is pass the U.S. things, and that's all that matters. Brian, you're guessing. You're guessing, Brian. You're guessing. And when you're wrong, Brian, you're wrong. Don't be wrong again, Brian. How much schooling does your job require? None. You could be a high school graduate, unless you want to go upper management. Yeah, everybody doesn't know. Sorry about that car stuff. I have a custom license plate on every one of my cars, MD. Every one of my cars have custom writing on them and custom Florida plates. So in Florida, you're allowed to have, you can select from like over 100 different license plate designs, okay? And all the extra money, like $25 or $30 extra a year that you pay for having that special design on your plate, that goes to one of the charities that this, that the picture thing represents. So like mine has, I have Endless Surfing. It goes towards something like, I forgot what it goes towards. It goes towards something for like special needs or something like that. So the $30 extra a year, that gets donated towards something. One of my blue car, which is Save the Whales, Florida Whales, that goes to some environmental program per year. I have the white one has a Florida Springs on it. That goes to some other kind of, I don't know, sea type thing, donation to help donate towards the sea. It's pretty cool. And then you got to pay an extra $25 a year if you want to have the special writing on your writing. So I have to pay literally more than what my yearly fee is for my license just to have the specialty plate and have the writing on it. So my fee every year is around like $76 a year for each car. And then the motorcycle is around like $32 or $33 a year for each motorcycle. It's something like that. It's not expensive. Motorcycles are cheap. You live in New Orleans. Panhandle is our vacation spot. Most families in Pensacola. Oh, man. Yeah, I went to New Orleans about, let's see. Remember when Hurricane Katrina hit? I was living in Pensacola. I remember that. I remember when I was living in Katrina came through. It was really dark and cloudy, and it was just like really breezy that day, where New Orleans took the main brunt of it. And but I remember we didn't have any rain. It was just a light breeze the entire time, and that's all it was. And he's tired. What is the video for tomorrow? Nothing. I have nothing recorded, Aaron, and that's the problem. I am absolutely screwed right now because of the weather. I have been screwed since day one. Now that I have the blue car back, I think I want to do a side-by-side comparison for Wednesday, and I'll make it fun. I'll bring out 2 more comparisons, and because I got to clean the blue Prelude's dirty inside, and we'll clean up the inside. I'm not going to worry about washing the outside. The outside would be absolutely pointless. I might do a video where I talk about the 5-speed swap and a Prelude restoration video, because I did a lot of those, and I had a lot of subscribers that told me they subscribed me because they really wanted to see the Prelude restoration thing continue. And at the time, I was just trying to find it. Well, now I'll make another part, for the Prelude restoration. And then, of course, the final part will be for taking it to a paint and body shop, have it all cut out, re-welded, and paint the whole car again back to new. That'll be the final step for the Prelude. And it'll be back to mint condition. And that's all I got to do right now. So not bad. What do you mean no? What's going on? Hey, buddy, what's going on? How was your Memorial Day weekend? So the blue Prelude, yeah, I'm happy with it for sure, man. The one thing that I've got to get through my mind, I keep forgetting, is that, remember, the car was automatic for how many years? So I go in there and I just crank it, and I totally forget to have my foot on the clutch. and then you can start to hear it wanting to lunge, kind of creep forward a bit. I'm like, oh crap, and I have to, put my foot on the clutch. Now, a car that I always knew was was a stick shift, I didn't have a problem with, but I got in there already 2 or 3 times, and I turn it on like this, and I start turning it on, and it starts, you hearing the starter cranking. I'm like, oh crap, because it starts to want to lunge forward, and I'm like, oh shit, and I don't have my foot on the clutch, so I got to hurry up and put my foot on the clutch. I always forget about that because, of course, when you park the car, in order to take pressure off of the parking brake and to leave it as a secondary safety, you always leave it in lowest gear. So you put it in first gear anytime you park a car that has a stick shift. And in case you guys don't know that, because what happens if your parking brake fails? The car is just going to roll away if you leave it neutral. Where if you put it in first gear, it's not going to roll away. And 2, it takes a lot of stress off of the parking brake as well from leaving it in first gear. I actually just had pizza today, Cody. We went to Giordano's, their Chicago pizza, one of those really thick Chicago pizzas. We had that tonight. It was pretty crazy. It's right outside of Walt Disney World on US 192. Yeah, I'm going to do more interior stuff, music, just to let you know. We helped family rebuild for Ivan. They helped us for Katrina. Yeah, dude. When Hurricane Ivan went through Pensacola, I think I was a sophomore or junior in the University of West Florida, because I took a couple of years off after high school before I went back to college. I was in the Army ROTC program there, so I was going to the Army after college, and I remember they were trying to find volunteers for that weekend of the ROTC cadets to volunteer to help clean the University of West Florida's campus. So because literally the University of West Florida's campus was shut down for 2.5 months after Hurricane Ivan. Okay, so you see what he's doing? This is his sign, guys, that I have got to go get him a new drink. So give me a second. I'm going to go get him a drink, and then we'll be right back. Okay? I'm sorry, but this is what he does. He does this to me. He shakes it in my face like, bitch, fill it up. Fill that shit up, bitch. So give me a second, guys, and I will go get him some drink, and we'll be right back. I do apologize, guys. Bless you, sir. God bless you. All right, let's get you a drink. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. This is what it's like being a dad. Oh! He always runs after me. It's funny. Come on, Nathan. Come on. Nathan. Nathan. Here. You gotta hold it. Hold it. All right, guys, I'm coming back. I'm sorry about that. Just had to top him off with a drink real quick. I do apologize. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me catch up on everything. Man, you guys are awesome. You guys have been all like hating on each other all night. It's pretty funny. Aaron, I would like to try her teacher, but my wife won't even drive my GTR. So we'll see. She just, she refuses to do anything. And I told her, I said, a lot of people would love to see you drive the GTR. A lot of people ask about that. Those are very popular videos on YouTube when you have a woman driving a GTR. But my wife won't play ball with me. So it sucks. You know what? You know what I need to do? I need to have like just a fill-in girl, like a really cutesy girl that's really hot. Let her drive it and say, this is my, we'll just put in the title, my wife drives my GTR. So all the clickbait people go like, oh, and they see this little pretty girl driving a GTR. You know, you just get the views and looks. But in reality, it's not my wife. That would be pretty funny. Sweet tea. Yeah, I got sweet tea. Southern thing for sure. Pablo, I've done most of the stuff from West Coast Customs already. Let me know in the comments below. If you do a search real quick for West Coast Customs in my videos, let me know if you haven't seen some of the stuff. Take care, MD. Sorry I had to bail on you like that for a minute. Ew, Domino's Pizza is not the best. Domino's is terrible. I already have ranch up here, Matthew. Look. See? Pringles Ranch. Where you been, buddy? Oh, I'm sorry about it, Brian. Take care, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm sorry it was so late. Yeah, Cody, I just got to find a pretty girl, too. There's a bunch of gold digger girls, though. But you'll realize that most girls have no idea what a GTR is. Guys obviously know what GTRs are, but most girls have no clue what one is. Unless they've been told in the past. Or they're gold diggers, and they have to learn their cars because they know what money is. But for the most part, most people don't know what a GTR is. Unless you're a car person. You don't know what it is. Excuse me. All right, Dalton, I understand, buddy. Enjoy your night, dude. Probably the best pizza if you had to order it would probably be from Papa John's, then Pizza Hut, then Domino's. That's the way I see it. Or Hungry Howie's if you have Hungry Howie's, and then Domino's. You just got to go buy one, Aaron. I went to Walmart and bought these about a week ago. I think they've always sold beer there, Matthew. Again, we were there, but it doesn't affect us. But again, even if they are more open about selling it, it really doesn't matter. All they're doing is it for money. As a matter of fact, Busch Gardens just announced that they are going to start giving away free beer again. So what happened is, obviously, you guys know Anheuser-Busch, Busch Gardens. So they always used to give away beer at SeaWorld and at Busch Gardens. They always gave away free beer, like in little small cups, and then you can go back around and try a different one, right? Well, they got rid of it a couple of years back. Well, now the big thing is they're bringing it back. But I think they're only going to limit you to like two free beers a day or something like that from them. But the fact is you got it for free. You didn't have to pay for it because you're essentially at Anheuser-Busch theme park, which was really cool. So they're finally bringing it back. I guess I had enough complaints about it saying, "Duh, you're Anheuser-Busch. Why can't you have it?" So they finally did it. Kern County. I have no idea where that is, to Esteban. What happened to the gloss? Oh, I still have some, Aaron. It's just not cold right now. I usually bring out like one and just pop it in the refrigerator because we have a small refrigerator by the pool, and that's where we keep all the drinks and stuff in there. We don't have Shaggy's Pizza down here. The white PS4 is perfectly fine. It's literally sitting on top of my Xbox One over here, and that's about it. Now, I told my wife today I wanted to get that 65-inch 4K Samsung TV today that was an open box. So we go to Sam's Club. There's a brand new Sam's Club, and it's right by the airport called Narcoossee Road. They call it the area Lake Nona, and really high-end area. And what they do is they get a lot of people that buy these big TVs and other items, and then realize that either it's too big or it won't fit. So they have to, when they bring it back in, they have to get, checked to make sure everything's working. And instead of sending them back, they'll try and resell them now as an open box but they're perfectly working open box, and they'll end up selling them for a couple $100 less. And they had a Samsung 4K with HDR, and it was only $700 for a 65-inch. And I'm like, oh my God, we've got to get this. I told her, I was like, this is a steal of a deal. Let's take it. And she's like, do we really need that right now? And I'm like, yes, but of course it wasn't going to happen. So it sucked. Little Caesars, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't know. I can't tell you where Fresno is, Esteban, because I've never been there before. I've heard of the town, but I couldn't tell you where it is. I've only ever flown into Long Beach. We took a flight from here. I think went to Utah, Salt Lake City, and then we went from Salt Lake City down to Long Beach, California. We stayed in Anaheim. We went to an Angels game, and then we went on a cruise, a 7-day cruise out of Long Beach on the Carnival Miracle down to Mexico on the Pacific side. So we stopped at Mazatlan. We stopped at it starts with a V, I think, and we went to Cabo San Lucas, and we went somewhere else. Anywho, we went to the Mexican side. That was pretty good. Pringles. You got to get some. Go get some, Pablo. Go get some. Just don't throw it on the street and be trashy. We see enough of those kind of comments there in California. Just throw it in the trash can. Don't be another one that doesn't care out there. Do you have Papa Murphy's? No, we never heard of that, Papa Murphy's. You can find some good deals at Best Buy for some of those that are, yeah, I mean, this is the way it was, but we just haven't been there. And I'm like, oh my God, it was still in the box and everything. They said many times these guys will buy TVs from them, take them home. Their wives see them walk in there with it, and they tell them, no, take that back. So they have to take it back to Sam's, but now Sam's, now they have to pull it out of the box, even if it was never pulled out of the box. They have to test everything on it, and then they can sell it as an open box. But if it's missing anything or something's broken, then they actually ship it back to the manufacturer or wherever their main warehouse is. But if there's nothing wrong, then they can sell it, and they sell it for a heavily discounted price because now technically it's open box, even if it was never taken out of the box and their wife was like yelling at them. They said it happens more times than you can understand, where these husbands buy these TVs, take it home. Hey, look, honey, look what I got. And they're like, bitch, you better take that back. We ain't got that money right now. And they have to go take the TV back, and now suddenly they sell it for way cheaper. And I was like, oh my God, because now I've got the nice 4K PS4 Pro. And I actually have a 4K Blu-ray player. The funny thing is we bought it for my dad because my dad does have a 4K TV as a Christmas present. We never got to go to Illinois this last year. So I still have it. And I was like, well, shit, we already have the 4K damn Blu-ray player. We might as well just buy the 4K big TV now and I wanted to put the 4K TV up here and bring the 1080p TV downstairs there. And then, kind of shuffle some TVs around. And she was like, we don't need that, do we? I'm like, yes, we do. So it sucks. Puerto Vallarta, that's it right there. We've been to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cabo San Lucas. I want to say there was one more stop, but I can't remember. It's been a couple years. It's been like 3 years since I was there. 25% off. That's actually really good, man. I'm telling you, Pinnacle Sovereign, Keith. If you're talking about their car nibble wax, oh my God, it is good. It is some of the best car nibble wax I have ever tried. Damn expensive as hell, but dang, it makes your car look stellar. And you can put multiple layers on if you really wanted to, and it goes on. You don't have to, with theirs, you don't have to wait for it to haze up. As soon as you apply, just wipe it right back off again. It's so good. It's so good. It's expensive, but it's damn good. Sorry, guys. No, I haven't tried their Best of Show wax. I want to pick it up, but I have a few more products I want to test first that I've already purchased. But I will be picking it up soon. Would you buy a Corolla? Hell no. The redesigned hatchback looks nice, but I hate Corollas. Let's just say the local area really has made me have a lot of disdain against Corollas. I can't stand them. I literally can't stand them. Every Corolla you see has no clue where they're going. They don't know how to drive, and they're always doing about 15 or 20 under the speed limit. They're the slowest drivers I've ever seen. They'll cut you off in a heartbeat and slam on the brakes. They'll sit there on a green light. They'll just sit there. I mean, they're the worst drivers you've ever seen. So I would never buy a Corolla. I think they're ugly anyways. They're really dull. The new hatchbacks are nice looking, but I would want a much bigger car for myself. As a younger person, maybe, but for me, I'm past that. I don't need it. I'd rather have a big car. Pooh. Over the years, I've probably bought my wife 6 or 7 different Coach purses. I bought a lot of Coach purses. Then again, I just had my transmission swapped on my Prelude, okay? You got to understand. I gave the guy $550 initially to pay for all the parts, and because it needed obviously new flywheel, new clutch. Has a bunch of other little things that had to get swapped out in it. It has new engine mounts in it. They said that my engine mounts were going bad. He said, I just put a new engine mounts in it. He said, you got steel braided cables now that you needed to get redone. I mean, the guy literally did all this extra stuff that he didn't have to do. Extra parts that I needed, he did for me. And so I gave him $550. And then for all the extra work he did on my car, outside of just the transmission, he only charged me $800. So I had to spend another $800, $800 and change yesterday for his labor in the minor parts that he had to buy on top of that. So the way I see it is I just spent a lot of money, so I got to kind of hold off. Then again, I had the money because you guys remember I had my 370Z. I took all the stock stuff off. Well, I sold the stock wheels and stuff well over a year ago, and I just had the cash money laying around. So technically, I didn't spend any money from our paycheck, but it was money I had. So she'd probably bitch at me if I spent that kind of money right now. If we weren't going to go on vacation here in the next couple of weeks, and I didn't have anything on the credit card, I would have definitely bought that TV. You're right. Toyota Yaris. Way too tiny. Way too tiny. Not my style. Cody, you want to know, it might be Chinese out there in California, wherever you're at, but if you're in Kissimmee, they're all Puerto Rican people. A lot of these little short, like Puerto Rican old ladies, that's who drives the Corollas. It's hilarious. I don't know what it is about them, but that's just their go-to car. I'm not saying all Toyotas are bad. I'm just saying there's a stigma about certain cars that I just don't like, and that's one of them that I'm like, I wouldn't touch a Corolla. They're boring as hell. I'd rather have a Civic any day of the week. Oh, you like that, Poo Panda? You like the CRE? I knew that was going to happen. That's why I started recording, and I'm like, I told my wife, I was like, watch, this car, I bet is good. Because the car wasn't quite up to the white line, so I was like, I bet I know what this white car is going to do. This white car is going to cut in. Because what they do is, you guys saw that the whole lane there was nothing but turn lane. So I knew what was going to happen because I see it happen all the time here. Because these people are dickheads here, absolute assholes. So they'll ride those turn lanes all the way up, even though it's clearly marked turn all over the ground. And then what they'll do is they'll come to the light, and as soon as it goes green, boom, they'll cut in front of everybody and just keep on going. I see it all the time here in Kissimmee. I never seen it in North Florida, never. It's always here. And they say it's the Florida drivers. I'm like, no, it's not. That is the northern drivers that can't drive for shit. And then you see where they're from, their license plate, and they're like, yep, you're from up north somewhere. What up, Iron Addict? Long time no see. What do you do for Family Founders channel? Love it. Keep it up at work. I work at a shipping company, and I've been there in July. As of July, I will have been there 21 years. I've been in the shipping industry. You just never stopped, man. Went to college, stayed at UPS, and I just kind of hung out there my whole life, dude. Florida, the state where nobody drives, where the lights are. Oh, man, it's really bad here. It is only in Central Florida now. In Tampa, they drive normal. Jacksonville, they drive normal. North Florida, anywhere in North Florida, they drive normal. In Miami, they haul ass everywhere they go. If you go to Miami, you better be doing a 10 or 15 over the speed limit. They haul ass down there. Central Florida is awful. No, I didn't tip the Prelude guy, but the fact is he made good money off of me, I figure, with his time. And he has really quick turnaround time. He just had to wait on one or two of the parts that he had to order. So that was the only thing that held him up. With the white Prelude, I'm going to drop the white one off. I just have to wait for the actual what happened is I called the tow rental company earlier in the week, and I said, hey, I need to rent a truck and a trailer to tow my car over to Tampa, and I'll drop it off the same day. 1 day rental. It's going to be $350. I said, what? She's like, this is the worst time of year to rent cars. She's like, everybody's moving and everybody's going to pick up their kids from college. She's like, if you can wait till middle of June to go rent it, it'll be about $150 cheaper. And I was like, okay, that sounds a lot better. $150 cheaper, because I'm not paying $350 to tow a car. I think it's about 75, 80 miles from here for one day, 75, 80 miles, you want to charge me $350? Hell no. So I was like, yeah, I can wait. So the Prelude is just sitting here. I'll just have to have a buddy help me push it up on the trailer itself. How's this, the Bose speakers sound? They sound pretty good, Jacob. I don't have any issues with it at all. I mean, I have subwoofers in my Blue Prelude, but I don't need that. And the GTR, you're not buying a GTR for having a booming stereo, but it sounds perfectly fine. Best interior vinyl. Probably the Mother's VLR. It always comes to mind. For one of those companies that always comes to mind is Mother's VLR. Give them a shot. You'll really like it. No problems whatsoever from it. Where's Greg's list? Because I don't know. Right now, though, he has a 30% off right now. You might want to check it out right now, Esteban. I think it's 30% off. Let me see if I can find the code. It was on his Instagram earlier. Actually, most of the companies had 30% off going on right now. Let's see if I can find Masterson's and see if he still shows it up somewhere. You guys can help me out. If you guys help me out here, let me see. So it's 25% off with code FREEDOM18. So 25% off with FREEDOM18 from him. And almost every company, Limitless Car Care, has 30% off right now, guys. That is a steal of a deal. Limitless Car Care is some of the best products I've ever tried from a small company. If you haven't tried Limitless Car Care, try them right now. 30% off, and I think it ends tonight or tomorrow. Give them a shot. No, Pooh, you got to understand, Pooh. Where I live in Kissimmee is nowhere near Disney World. It's about 25 minutes away. Vacationers don't come to my side of town, okay? These are people that are moving here. I'll give you an example, Pooh. When the island of Puerto Rico got hit with Hurricane Irma last year, we got an influx in the Central Florida region. 300,000 Puerto Ricans moved to Central Florida, mostly to Kissimmee, but in the whole Orlando area. 300,000 just up and left their island and said, screw that, I'm not living there anymore, and they came over here. It would be like when Katrina hit New Orleans. If like 300,000 of them just said, screw it, I'm leaving my whole place. And they just up and left, and that's what they did. And so you have, it's nothing but people that are not from Florida that live here. It's pretty crazy. We get it more often that they're shocked that we were born and raised in Florida than anywhere else. I've never seen it before. Never been questioned before until I moved here. They're like, where are you from? Where'd you come from up north? And I'm like, we're from Florida. And they're so shocked by it. Nope, nobody, shop didn't charge me a dime. They gave me the keys and said, sorry about that. Sorry we couldn't fix it. Take care. And the towing company came and picked it up. Ew, animal pee. That's nasty, man. Why you got animals pee in your car? I would definitely say something. You need something to get it out. My son is crying downstairs. I can hear him downstairs. He's like whimpering the entire time. You need to definitely have a full interior cleaner for sure, brother. Try out some different stuff. Even turtle wax to make some really good interior stuff. But the biggest thing is going to be getting out that smell. That's what's going to suck big time. I've never tried McKee's at all, Ranger. They contacted me to send me some stuff, and they never sent me stuff. So, I don't know. Sometimes I think that companies don't want me to tell them. You know, some companies are scared that I'm gonna tell the truth about how their products are, and so they won't send me their products. And I think that's what might have happened. That a company might have saw that I was going to tell the truth of whether it was a good product or not. And they might have backed off from sending me their products because they knew their products weren't maybe as good as some of these others. And once you try so many products, you can say, hey, this product's better than this product or this one. And I will say it on video. Again, I said it on Masterson's video. You guys got to see. So I told the truth. I said, it's a good product. You guys got to see. It did run off, but it soaked in a little bit too. And now, obviously, when you saw it compared to the one that I didn't treat, it soaked right in. So you could definitely see a difference there. But with 303 fabric guard, it never soaked in whatsoever. It was instant. I didn't have to do it more. I just applied it one time, left it sit overnight, and that's it. Where Masterson says you need to do 3 different layers, 1 light layer, 1 medium layer, 1 heavy layer. Well, by then you're using a ton of the bottle. And I said, you tell your laboratory to go back and turn it up a lot more. It's too weak. It's too watered down. kick it up a bitch. And that's why I gave them a B rating on it. And I said, definitely worked, but it wasn't the first time working like 3 or 3 products did. And so I just think a lot of companies don't want me to tell them the truth. So they might not want to send me products because I'm going to tell you guys the truth straight up. And if not, I'll still buy their products anyways. That way they can't get mad if I tell them the wrong, because I'm like, hey, I told you I was going to tell you. If it sucked, it sucked. I check out how much you guys are. 3M Brawl and 350Z. I had Z. What did you use to clean it off with? I just used regular cleaner. I mean, I used regular car soap and stuff like that. I didn't use anything special when I actually did like clean the bra or anything like that. Jesus, I'll give you a quick back tip. So I downloaded the Twitch app because I was going to start being able to put stuff up on YouTube. Well, for some reason, every time somebody I followed back in the day, it pops up and says so-and-so went live, right? So I go into settings and I turn it off because I don't want the notifications. I can't stand notifications. And it automatically turns it back. Twitch app will not let you turn off the notifications. So it really makes me mad because I'm like, look, bitch, I don't give a damn that so-and-so starting to stream. Whoop-de-flip-and-do. Turn off the ad thing, and it automatically keeps popping up. So I keep hearing it go off because so-and-so started streaming. So-and-so started streaming. And I'm like, I don't care. So now I gotta go back into Twitch now, start unfollowing these people that I haven't watched in like a year or two because I just don't want to have my phone going off like crazy anymore. It's crazy. Pet peeves. Especially when I personally set it to turn it off, and then it automatically turns it right back on again. And I'm like, no, I want it permanently turned off. I don't want your notifications. If I want to get on there, that's fine, but I don't want you spamming me all day long. I'll just stop using you, and I'll delete it. Your character's on the Animal P joke. Yeah, Animal P is nasty. You get that in your stuff, it's nasty. You're gonna need some deodorizer or something to get it out of there. Ugh. Is a little green turtle happy in your white Prelude? It's still there. It's the funny thing is I forgot it was there. My son ripped apart the last one that I have. You can see it right here. He literally ripped the head off of it, the turtle wax one. But there is another one inside my other Prelude, the white one, and it's still there. I forgot it was even there. It was just sitting up there on the dash when I went to pick it up. And I was like, cool. That's pretty cool. Now, we were in Halifax. You know that, Matthew. It was about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I was in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Yeah, there's no traffic up there, man. There's no traffic up there at all. And then again, what I say about I-4 when it's backed up for, 15, 20 miles, not even moving in I-4, and then you have the people from L.A. going, it's 20 times worse than that in L.A. I mean, it happens every time. So it's like, well, if it's 20 times worse, how can it be 20 times worse when the traffic isn't moving and it's backed up for 15 miles? How can it be 20 times worse? And it's so funny, but you always get that LA guys are like, it's 10 times worse in LA. And I'm like, well, I don't know how that's possible because it's 4 and 5 lanes wide on each side and it still is at a dead stop and it's not moving. I don't see how that's possible because there's no more cars that can fit in there. But thankfully in California, they can lane split. In Florida, we can't legally. I already have, Cody. I've already turned off the settings, and it automatically turns right back on. I don't know why. It makes me mad. I really want to get ceramic coating on the GTR, but I also want to make a couple of videos for you guys. And on a cloudy day, it's never going to show the difference. That's the problem. I could do this stuff all day long, but you're not going to see the step-by-step. You're not going to see that the polishing has worked. You're not going to see the results end-wise. It's just going to be all cloudy, and it's going to be just half-assed video. And I'm not putting in a half-assed work for you guys. I will not do that for you guys. That's just garbage. What ceramic coating you got? I bought it's the Car Pro C Quartz UK 3.0. It's one of their brand new ones. Secaucus. I'll be there, Cody. I'll be there. That's where we're staying when we go on our cruise. The 2 nights before the cruise, we're staying in Secaucus, New Jersey, at the Marriott there, right by the Lincoln Tunnel. So you guys can come visit me. You guys want to come visit me in New Jersey, New York? We're going to be staying at the Marriott there at right by the Lincoln Tunnel in Secaucus, New Jersey. Come say hi to a brother. And we're going to actually do a little bit of I've been in New York City in probably like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years. We went there for like a couple of days. And then I'll be, going maybe to like Statue of Liberty. I might go to the One World Trade thing. I don't know. I haven't been there since it was Twin Towers when I was a little kid. But then Maybe like I like to go to the USS Intrepid, the big aircraft carrier that's parked right next to the cruise ships up by Pier 88. You know, those kind of things. So we'll see what happens. Oh, sorry, Joey. I see what you're putting. I'm like, why, Joey? Your comment got flagged, buddy. I was like, why is this comment getting flagged? And then I realized there was a joke right above that, so I possibly think. Good night, man. Good night, Aaron. Enjoy the night. Mm-hmm. So it take a long time, Poo Panda. Yep. Black Magic is garbage. Yes, Gustavo. Yes, it's really, really bad. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. Go get some McGuire's Gold Class and you'll have a good time. Trust me. In from the Bronx, I'm going to come and pull up to New Jersey. Yeah. All I know is we're staying at the Marriott. Is it the Marriott? It's like the Residence Inn by Marriott. It's one of them. It's right next to the road that takes you into the Lincoln Tunnel. And it's right there in Secaucus, New Jersey. That's where we're staying. And then we'll be going there from Pier 88 out of the cruise ship. So if you're anywhere in New York and you know New York area, right there on the west side, right by the West Side Expressway, I guess it was what it was called back in the day, is you go by all the piers and stuff. And so it's right by where a big aircraft carrier is, World War II aircraft carrier, is where the cruise ships go out of at Pier 88. So just give you a heads up where we'll be at. I have no idea where Detailer's Domain is. I have no idea. Yeah, my wife would totally be down with that, Cody. Totally down with that, buddy. Chemical Guys, foam gun or Walmart foam gun? Your Chemical Guys one is probably going to last you longer, but Brian, I would probably tell you to save your money and just get one off of Amazon for like $30, because they're going to be the same internals, the same brass internals. The Walmart one did fine. If you don't think you're going to be bashing it like this, like I see people like, it broke after the first one. I'm like, how did it break? I've used it a couple times now. Are you like, you know, I don't get what your guys are doing to your products and ruining it. So my son's whining downstairs. I can hear him. And I just don't understand it. So it's up to you, buddy. But if you want something that's going to last a long time, you might want to just go with like an Amazon one for like $30. No, man, I never thought about it. The problem with GTR is they burn through tires, obviously. And tires are not cheap on the GTR. You're talking like $300 a tire. And I'm not looking to blow $1,200 every time I want to go to a track a couple times. It's just not me. I still have a payment on that bad boy, and I want to have it paid off first. Best detailer. That's a good one. Some of the best I've used is probably from Limitless Car Care, Swift Shine, because it has a Carnauba in it. Adams is very good. Masterson's is very good. I like McGuire's Ultimate because it has a hydrophobic coating in it as well, kind of way to put repel. I feel like there's one more else that I just can't remember off the top of my head. I'm really mind blanking at this time of night, so I do apologize. But any one of those, you are going to have a great time with a straight detailer. I'm telling you right now, Masterson's has 25% off. Limitless has 30% off. This is the time to buy these products, guys, when they're dirt cheap right now. 30% off. Even if it was $12.99, now you're paying McGuire's and Mother's prices for a better product than those two. This is the time to give them a shot, guys. If you're ever going to do it, when 30% off, this is the time you really want to do these, or 25% off from Masterson's. Oh, I see. I don't know where Detailer's Domain is. I have no idea where that is. Again, we're not going to have a car. We're going to have to be paying for taxis to get around to New York, to go through the tunnel to New York, or whatever, taking like the train over there, because I just don't have a ride. Obviously, we're flying into Newark, and then obviously taking like the 15-20 minute ride up to the hotel. up in Secaucus. So just letting you know, we're flying in late at night. I know that we don't leave here until like 10:30 in Orlando, and I get there like 12 something, past midnight. Exhaust tips. Metal polish, buddy. Metal polish. Your mother's metal polish is great. Eagle One, Never Dull is amazing. Those two you can easily find at Walmart. You're going to have a good time with those. Well, I've never had a problem with either one of those. Got to go great stream. Hopefully it will stop raining. Hopefully too. So thanks so much for stopping by, Jacob. Really do appreciate that. Will you ever going to get some more stuff from Gator Detailing? Matthew, that stuff is amazing. Gator Detailing bug remover was amazing. They did contact me right after that video. They saw me do it, but I told them, I said, can you give me about 2 months? So here soon, I'm going to contact them back, ask them if they want to do it or not, and we'll go from there. Exhaust tips. Clean them. First off, you want to clean them down with your regular sponge or whatever you use, your mitt to clean them with. Then you want to come back with your actual metal polish. I have a lot of videos testing out metal polish on my exhaust, and that's how it is. As a matter of fact, I used three products, metal polish, about 2 months ago. So go back and look up like one of the latest ones, and you'll see that. So I washed it first, and then when I come back with the metal polish to get all that nasty soot and just grime out of it, and they just pop afterwards. The GTR throws out so much exhaust. It's nasty. What can I use to get rid of the carbon buildup on the exhaust? That's what it'll tell. Jose, I'm telling you, metal polish will get rid of that. Watch some of that stuff, brother. You will be shocked. Now, Eagle One Never Dull is easy to find at Walmart. It comes in like a tin can. Really good. It's like a wadding type stuff, so you just tear off a small section. Just make sure you wash them down first with a regular mitt, old rag, whatever, and then come back with a metal polish. Super clean. I don't know if I've ever heard of that one, buddy. I just don't know if I've ever heard that one. So I can help you out or anything, I would. I don't think I've heard of that one. So I do apologize if I don't remember. I'm like blank right now. About to get a G35. The Gs were very nice cars. I really like them. Supposedly, Nissan is now saying they're going to bring out the new Z here, and then it's going to be a 2020 model. So I think this upcoming year, they've already sent it. The 370Z is coming out for a 2019. It's like, oh my God. But I'm pretty sure they're going to show it. Is it this fall at one of the shows? Their rumors are saying that it's going to be at this fall. It's going to be the new Z, and it's going to be based on the Q platform with the 400 horsepower twin turbo. So you'll have a basic engine, and then you'll have the twin turbo engine in it, like the red models they have there. So I think that's what it's going to be based on, but we'll see. So that way they can have a slower version, or they can have a faster version that would cost more. So if you want to spend more and have the 400 horsepower, then they're cool. If you want to save money, have it a little bit, and you don't mind if it's only 300 and something horsepower, then that's cool too, and you'll save yourself a couple $1,000. You ever had a turtle? Yeah, I had a turtle right here. My son bit its head off and one of its legs off. Poor thing. Poor thing. $15 for 20 pieces included wash mitt, glass towel, huge drying towel, polishing towel, and several microfiber towels. I expect for quick. Funny thing is, I was at Sam's Club today, and Turtle Wax sells some kind of thing with long wash handle and a pole and all that stuff, and they sell it at Sam's Club, and it has a mid, it has different exchangeable heads and stuff. It was crazy. It could be Fricklin. Yeah, Matthew, that guy down in South Florida. Yeah, the funny thing is, he doesn't ever comment on videos. Again, that's why I do not publicize that they're giveaways. So I recommend that anybody who watches my videos watch all the videos. And because many times if I do giveaways, I will not title it as a giveaway so that I don't get those people that are just cheap, people that are just searching in the search bar for giveaways and then enter for that. So I don't waste it. It goes right to my actual subscribers who are there to watch my videos. We have Costco, but I've never been to one, MD. We don't have a Costco card. We only have a Sam's card. You know, Cody, if you got to shoot him, Cody, you just got to shoot a brother. But I don't think you're allowed to have guns in New York, Cody. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to have guns in New York. I'm just messing with you. Cody is always bored. I'm looking for some good place to buy a whole lot of medium thickness microfiber towels. Actually, Amazon links. Look at Amazon. Many times, like Chemical Guys and some other companies put their microfiber towels up for sale, and they'll be for a killer sale, and it'll be like 6 of them for like $12 or $13. That's when you buy them right there. Buy like 2 stacks of them right then and right there. So you have plenty of towels that'll last you, especially if you're like doing compound polishing and stuff. You might go through a few towels just doing that one process. So buy like 2 stacks of them for like, essentially $24, $25. Not bad. People start fighting. I can't believe you still live with your parents, man. I thought you were older than that, Cody. I thought you'd moved out a long time ago. Like I first moved out and moved to Clearwater, Florida, across from Tampa when I was 19. I stayed down there for a year and a half, and then I moved back to Jacksonville, Florida. And then I stayed with my parents while I decided to go back to college, and then I went back. And then when they got divorced a couple of years later, I was back out on my own again. And that's just the way it went down. Peter, as long as you wash your towels, microfiber towels, you're fine. Well, the biggest thing you want to do is look over your microfiber towels, maybe run your hand across them, and pick out any debris that might have accidentally got picked up. Because you know how microfiber towels pick up everything. That's what they're meant to do. So sometimes they pick up debris. So you want to kind of look at it, visually inspect it. If there's nothing there, then you're good. But you can also rub your hand over it, and you can actually feel if there's anything in there. But pick all that stuff out the best you can. If you can't, now that becomes an interior towel that will never touch the paint. And that's the way you kind of need to think of it. 36 pack for $20. I did see something the other today when we were at Sam's Club, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. Have you ever heard of the Rag Company? Yes, I have heard of it, but I've never used them before, so I can't tell you one way or another, brother. Tire shine videos you did last week were awesome. I'm going to Walmart. I get some McGuire's NXT shine. I'm definitely going. McGuire's NXT was what they used inside of Dub. I can guarantee it. I will put $100 down tomorrow on that if they didn't. Remember, McGuire's made the Dub line. I can guarantee you that McGuire's NXT is Dub tire shine. It's the same stuff. Just like the Dub car wash. I loved the Dub car wash. Very hard to find. It was pink and it had a great like tropical smell to it, but you couldn't find it. I guarantee you it's McGuire's Gold Class. It acts the same. It behaves the same. It suds up the same, but it's just as different colored and different with a different scent. That's it. Nothing different. Wool wheelies. I've never tried them before. I use those Daytona Speedmaster brushes from Auto Geek, and they are solid. I have 2 of them. Solid products. Yeah, I don't know. Like when I rented my apartment down there in Clearwater, Florida, I think my apartment was like $500 and something a month. And then when I had a 2-bedroom place I rented when I was in Pensacola, it wasn't the nicest place in the world. It was kind of an older place. It was 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it was $400 and something a month. But we're talking about Pensacola is poor, okay? Pensacola is poor. Prices are going up in Pensacola, but compared to like Orlando, Pensacola is very poor. Like you can get a nice house, like a brand new house in the $100,000 range now. Where now in Kissimmee you can't even build a brand new house now for it unless you're touching $200,000. You can't touch a house here. Prices are skyrocketing here as people are flooding into here. So yeah, the rent is definitely cheaper. Griot's tire shine for that can is amazing. It's $9.99, but it is amazing, and it outlasts the McGuire's NXT. I know that for sure. Going to invest some decent towels for sure, Peter. Don't spend a lot of money. Just go look at Amazon. As a matter of fact, I might be able to help you out right now. Look for some right now. I was looking at some stuff earlier. I like to look at Amazon Prime videos. I was a big person back in college, and like, all through my life, I've always liked to learn like a lot of historical documentaries, war documentaries, stuff like that. And I've been watching a lot of that because, of course, the History Channel nowadays is absolute garbage. It's nothing but reality TV shows. Like Discovery Channel is nothing but reality TV shows. There's no more good historical shows left anymore. It's all gone. So you have to go online and see stuff online. That's normally what I do. Let me see real quick if I can find any of the microfiber towels, buddy, that I used, that I bought. See if they're still there. Damn, yeah, prices have gone up. I'll show you what I bought, buddy. I'll paste it. This is exactly what I ordered, but the price has definitely gone up again. There, that's exactly what I ordered. But when I ordered them, they were only $12.99. One of my subscribers contacted me and was like, dude, they're on a huge sale right now. You can pick some up. But those are exactly what I ordered. I ordered those and I ordered another one. But $12.99, they were a good deal. 18, I guess that's not bad. You're getting 6 of them. So it's like $2 a piece. But when I saw them there, I was like, that's not bad. Or $3 a piece. I was like, yeah, it's not bad for the other stuff. Night, Cody. Yeah, I hate History Channel anymore. I don't watch it anymore. Every house here in LA is over $1 million. Yeah, I have a lot of people, MD, that tell me that our house here in Florida, if it was in California, would be well over $1 million because it's 3,617 square foot with a pool and a hot tub out back, and we live on a country club. So here it's about $400,000, but they said in like anywhere in Southern California, you'd be paying well over $1 million for a house this big, especially on a country club. I don't think there's many country club neighborhoods there in LA or just in the Southern California region because obviously the dry weather. So I don't know. Actually, gels tend to last me a lot longer than aerosols do. Yeah, God, I can't stand reality TV shows. I used to love watching the animal videos on Discovery Channel. I used to like anything, but God, I can't stand reality TV shows. I just don't turn the TV on anymore. It's sad. As a matter of fact, one of the TV shows I found on, was it Hulu? Yeah, it was on Hulu the other day. I binge watched them all. The Orville, it's like a sci-fi spoof type thing. If you guys have heard of the Orville, it's Matt McFarlane from Family Guy. And that started out really funny. Now it's not so funny anymore. It's more of a Star Trek thing. But I watched all of those within like 3 days. I watched all of them. And I thought that was a pretty good show. I liked all that kind of Star Trek and stuff. But, you know, nobody makes good sci-fi stuff anymore. Even the Sci-Fi Channel is more garbage. And it's not good anymore. Oh, they do have the red one. That's not bad then for $13.99. That's a good one to go. Yeah, Jose, here, even in Kissimmee now, 1-bedroom apartments, luxury apartments are like $1,200 now. Most of the people that are moving from down up north are used to apartment living, especially in the greater New York area, New Jersey area. So they're not used to buying houses. So they all come down here and rent. And like renting places are ridiculous. Like if you want like a 1-bedroom luxury apartment, you're talking $1,200 to $1,400 now. And I'm like, that's a house payment. Why the hell would you not buy a house versus buy a 1-bedroom apartment? Who gives a crap? I would buy a house any day because the house is mine. Where an apartment, I'm just letting some rich guy get richer. You know what I mean? Or a corporation get richer off of me. I'd much rather invest in buying my own house. But that's just personally me. I don't care if the house was built in the 60s and it's made of cinder block from the 60s. I don't care. I will buy the house and then use that house and either pay it off really quick or have a huge down payment so I can sell it and have a massive down payment and upgrade. You know, like I did with my cars, I just kept upgrading. That's just me. Oh, thanks a lot, Bram. I appreciate you coming by, even though I haven't had my Z in over a year and a half, almost a year and a half now. I bought it last January. Oh, I got rid of it last January, so it's been a while. In Vancouver, Canada, a house like that is around $2 million. Yeah, I did notice that. We were in Vancouver. Shit, it's been like 5 years now. We went to Alaska, and we stayed at, like, I think it was the Renaissance Suites or something like that. I don't know. It was right there by the water. Vancouver's pretty nice. I do remember there's a lot of Asian people there, a lot of Chinese people there. I do remember that. I do remember it's really pretty there. So that was actually cool. But yeah, I've noticed from watching some of those, like my wife likes to watch those home remodeling shows, you know, like the Home Channel. And in Canada, obviously home prices in Canada with the Canadian dollar is different. So their prices there are just like ridiculous. I'm like, oh God, heart attack when you see those prices. So yeah, I understand. But then again, you guys get paid a lot more. So it's a difference. Yeah, I like talking. I like to learn. Personally, I've always been a person that likes to learn. Have you ever picks up the Dollar Tree soap? No, I haven't, but I haven't been to Dollar Tree yet. Will you ever get new wheels for GTR? I've thought about it, Renee, but my biggest thing, Renee, right now is paying off it. As a matter of fact, this month I had extra money and I actually paid $1,800 on my GTR. My payment is $736 a month for the GTR. I paid $1,800. I paid more than double the car payment. I am down to $24,000 now. My GTR, 24,000 and change left, and I bought it last January, and I financed with tax, tag, and title $45,000. So in less than a year and a half of payments, I'm down to 24,000. So I've paid off $20,000. You can see where my mind is. My mind is more about getting out of debt and being out of debt permanently again until I have to buy the 4-door car. And that's why I just fixed out my old cars I have, just fix them because it's a lot cheaper than buying a new one. I don't know, Gustavo, about streaming. I am kind of tired. It is 1:47. I just realized that, but we'll see what happens. I'll see how I feel like it, you know what I mean? Maybe if there's some more donations my way for me to take my shirt off, maybe I'll stay up a little bit later, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Isn't Florida like the cheapest overall state? Oh God, no. Jeez, no. You can go into some of those. There's southern states, brother. Like, I'll give you an example. My wife did her residency in Albany, Georgia. When she was in Georgia, we're talking like 2012, 2011. You could buy a 4,200 square foot house, 7 bedrooms there. It was within 10 years old for $280,000. $280,000 for a 4,200 square foot house on a country club that was less than 10 years old. Brian, what do you want to see, Brian? You want to see a little bit more of my neck, Brian? Come on, Brian. You want to see some more of that for $1? Come on, buddy. You got to do more than that. You got to do more than that. But it's just, like Georgia's cheap unless you're in Atlanta. Alabama is cheap unless you're in like Birmingham or something like that. Like a lot of southern states, like Kentucky is dirt poor in Kentucky. You can have a huge house in Kentucky. A lot of these just poor states that you can do a lot in. As long as you're not in the major city, you can live like a king for a little bit of money. You just aren't going to be next to all the big cool things to do. You know what I mean? Like I remember my dad, but he had a house in Southern Illinois. He sold it. So he bought 13 acres in Southern Illinois, and it cost him $5,000 back in the day, $5,000 or $10,000. He ended up selling it for like $30,000, and he never even used it. He bought his one house and sold it. But you can buy huge homes there in Southern Illinois because it's so dirt poor in Southern Illinois for next to nothing. We're talking $200,000 or $300,000 will give you a house that is 3,000 or 4,000 square foot. They're massive homes with 10 acres attached to it because there's just nothing out there, just farmland, and then people just hunt out there. There's nothing there, so it kind of sucks. Do you read Jalopnik? No, I don't. Do people recognize you from YouTube? Wife? Do people recognize your wife from YouTube? No, not at all. My wife has only been in very few of my videos. Have you heard of the foam? Yeah, I've heard of the piece, but I don't need it because obviously you guys see the foam works really good. And I like to leave my stuff stock because the way I see it with is stock. If I want to give you a review, it needs to be exactly how you're going to get it in the mail when you get it shipped to you. So that's why I don't change any settings on anything. How did you deal with the palm seeds you find when you have to trim? What? Palm seeds do you have or have them trim? The palm trees get trimmed usually about once a year, but it's like $350, $400, and they climb up there with like the things, and they have to climb up the trees. The palm trees are huge. Some of my neighbors are like, you guys should just chop those things down because palm trees are really dirty. I'm telling you, those big palm fronds, they die and they hang on the side of the tree. And then when the weather gets like this, windy and stuff, they all fall down. They'll land on your cars. They land all over your street. They'll land on the roof. You hear them hit the roof like bang when they hit the roof. And so a lot of my neighbors are like, you guys should just chop all those down. Like one of them died and we need to have it cut down. But we have like 5 extra palm trees and everybody's like, yeah, you need to get that done. And if we don't have them cut back once a year, then we get a letter from the HOA saying we have to have them cut back or we're going to get a fine for not cutting them back. And it's just like, oh my God. So either way, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You have to cut them at least once. I usually cut them once a year, maybe once every 2 years, because all those dead palm fronds like to sit on the side of it and looks ugly. And then they just start falling all over your house, fall on your cars and everything. Like over the last 2 days with all the rain we had, I picked up like 6 or 7 palm fronds all over the yard because of just the wind and rain knocks all the dead ones off. I remember when my uncle was renting a 3,000 square foot mansion with acre land. Yeah, dude, it's dirt cheap in Georgia. Waycross, yeah, southern Georgia is dirt cheap. Favorite all-purpose cleaner? Well, I don't know, man. A lot of them I've found out are relatively the same. As long as you get something, you should be fine, brother. What's a HOA? It's a homeowners association is the term. HOA is just your small letter name for it. So basically, you live in a neighborhood, and you have to agree to when you first move in. You have to sign an agreement that you'll follow all the rules in it, meaning keep your yard mowed, whatever. Keep your house nice. You have to keep the trees and bushes cut back, trimming the hedges around the house. You have to, keep mulch in your flower bed or whatever. You have to, you can't paint your house any wild colors. They can then sue you if you don't abide by the rules, because they've had that happen before. If you want to cut down a tree, you have to go to the homeowner association and just let them know, hey, I'm cutting down this tree. Even if it's a dead tree, you still have to apply for it. And it's like, God, that's so stupid. Everything has to be by the book. So you can't paint your house outside of these 10 colors. It has to be, that kind of thing. And you have to pay them every single month. So they'll keep up the grounds around the outside of the neighborhood. Like when you enter the neighborhood, we live in a gated country club. So that pays for security guards to be at the gated neighborhood, pays for all your cameras. There's cameras all over when you enter our neighborhood. There's like 10 cameras at the entrance and exit of the neighborhood, at different angles, so they can read license plates. You have to obviously pay for the security, pay for the rental car. They have the security cars there, the little security booths. We get basic cable from them. We get all this shit, like free water for our sprinkler system. It's all covered in part of the HOA, but you have to abide by their rules. Yep. Check their health. That's crazy. Welcome back, Nicholas. I'm out, cousin. Take care. Thanks so much, man. Enjoy the night, man. My HOA fee is $150 a month. Some of the higher end neighborhoods that are around here are $300, $400, $500 a month or more. I heard there's a town that was originally started by Disney World. It's called Celebration, Florida. It's right outside of Disney. So it's a really high end neighborhood. Big neighborhood is really high end. They have their own post office and everything in there. It's nuts. Anywho, I heard they charge, depending on what part of the neighborhood you're in, you can spend up to $600 a month to live there. $600 a month to live in a damn neighborhood. It's just stupid amounts of money, stupid amounts. And Celebration isn't gated. They don't have a gated neighborhood. Like my neighborhood is gated. You can't get in my neighborhood unless you call ahead, you know me, or I give you the code to get in the gate. You cannot come into my neighborhood. And again, when they've had people break in, they know within 5 minutes who was driving the car, what the license plate was. When they call the police, they know everything about it. It shows their face. It shows the side of the car. It shows the back end of the car. There's cameras everywhere. It's ridiculous. So they've had a couple of things happen. They tow your car if you leave it overnight in the street. They tow your cars. They've towed a lot of cars lately. It's pretty funny. It's just the way it goes. It's meant to keep the neighborhood really up nice and without having those pink houses or purple houses and stuff like that you see in South Florida. I haven't had the van in forever. Honestly, Matthew, I haven't had the van in forever, so I can't do anything about it. Do I watch NBA? No, I've never watched. I've never been a big basketball fan on TV. I never cared. It's like, no, they don't want you to violate it, but you have a lot of, let's put it this way. My neighborhood, we learned, is a lot of retiree people in my neighborhood, very few young people in my neighborhood, obviously, because the house prices are more. And a lot of these people were like executives and jobs up top. They were, they own their own companies and whatnot. So they have very high demands and they want you to follow these rules and stuff like that. And we also live in a country club. Right behind our house is the golf course. Like the first hole runs right behind our house. So our house gets hit once in a while with golf balls. And so they demand a certain level of keeping your house clean, keeping the yard mowed, stuff like that. Everything has to be done at a certain thing. And they don't want houses to get bad. When I lived in South Florida, I can still remember houses in South Florida that literally had purple houses, pink houses, black houses. I mean, you'd see some stupid stuff on houses. And we'd say greenhouses down there because, these people just didn't care. And there was nobody monitoring. You see yards where the grass is this high, have lots of broken down cars just sitting in their dirt in their yard. It turned into like a workshop outside. People were working on other people's cars right in the driveway with the engines pulled out. And it was just, they brought down the whole neighborhood. So that's what they're doing. They're stopping the trash and the riffraff from moving in by having an HOA. Favorite overall brands. Over the counters, I would say Meguiar's or Mother's. Online, I would say something like Wax Gods or Limitless Car Care is probably some of the best I've tried. Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh, went right down the wrong pipe. Memo, I would definitely say ceramic coating because it lasts far longer. Thoughts on a lug nut brush? I have one, but I rarely use it. Honestly, just get a short horsehair brush. Those little tiny ones that have a little horsehair on it, and you can get in there a lot quicker. And honestly, it does the same thing. And you can get in the tiny cracks of the wheel a lot easier too. The blue Prelude is done. I got it back. The 5-speed swap was done, so no more automatic. Because the automatic was starting to slip in second gear. So now it's a 5-speed manual like it should have been all those years ago. Saved the manuals. And then the white Prelude is back from the shop that never fixed it for 6 months. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to tow it back over to Tampa where the last guy did it, and he's going to fix the car all the way up. And I'm going to have the transmission worked on. The transmission in that car slips once in a great while. And I mean, the car is 26, 27 years old now. It's 27 years old now, the white car. So it needs just somebody to go through with a fine-tooth comb, fix any minor things in it, fix anything that he sees in it, and obviously fix the transmission up, you know what I mean? Replace the clutch and stuff like that in it. That just needs to be updated because, God, it's like I said, it's 27 years old. It needs that work done to it. So other than that, it runs fine. I don't think I've ever heard of Shine Supply. MD car stuff. Back in 2001, when the last year the Honda Prelude was made, it only ever came with a 5-speed manual. It never came with a 6-speed. So obviously, I bought the transmission from a car that was wrecked. It was rear-ended, and somebody was parting it out. The guy bought it because he wanted the engine out of it, and I wanted the transmission out of it. So he bought it, and he took the engine out and the transmission out, sold them to me, and then I took the transmission over to him to get it fixed. So that's the way it worked. But the Honda Preludes from 97 to 2001, the fifth generation Honda Prelude, only came with a 5-speed manual transmission. It never came with a 6-speed. 6-speeds didn't really start showing up until the late 2000s. Yep, the oil leak is fixed. It was the rear main seal. But then again, since he had the transmission off anyways, that was an easy fix. So yes, the oil leak is gone. He replaced that. He fixed, there was a leak in the exhaust that needed to be fixed. He fixed that. He fixed one of my taillights was burnt out that I knew about, but he didn't fix the LED light across the wing. I just didn't tell him that it was bad. He fixed the VTEC solenoid. It was leaking. He fixed that. He replaced some of the wiring that was bad. He did some other stuff too. I mean, the guy just went through with a fine-tooth comb and said, I saw this was bad. I saw this was bad. I went ahead and fixed it. I hope you don't mind. And I was like, no, fix it all, buddy. And that's so, I like a person that goes the extra mile, sees that these things are wrong, and goes ahead and fixes them. And I told him, I said, when the white car gets over there, I said, fix everything on it unless it's like a expensive part that needs to be fixed. Then that I didn't tell you that I needed to fix, then give me a call first. But if it's a $5 or $10 part, just buy the thing and fix it while you already have the car taken apart. So that's why. Best glaze to hide minor swirls. The only glaze I have actually used, Renee, was a Masterson's. That's the only one I've personally used. It works fine for you. Again, you know it already. You're only hiding the swirls. So please understand that. You're not correcting them. You're going to need a polish in compound to correct it. Pooh, it depends what state you're in. In the state of Florida, in order to get classic plates or antique plates in the state of Florida, a car has to be 30 years or older. So I can't get classic car plates for the white Prelude until it's in 2021. That's when I can get classic plates for it. So, but once the car is completely fixed up, since that car was a Florida car its whole life, it doesn't have rust on it. It just needs a new paint job. The paint is flaking off of it. And then I'll just going to have it completely primed, taken out of the primer, and repaint the entire white car again. That's my game plan anyways. I bought the first Prelude because I always wanted it. I wanted the Electron Blue Prelude back when I first saw it in 2001, but I was already in a car payment, so I didn't want to buy it. And so in 2006, when I went to buy it I went on Auto Trader and I was looking around, and I found two in the whole United States, just two in that color. It was a very rare car, for especially that color. And the first one was in Missouri, and it was already sold when I called. The other one was in what's it called? New York, Syracuse, New York, and that's where I bought it from, in Syracuse, New York. But I had to have it. The white Prelude I just saw when I was going back and forth to work. It was backed into a locksmith's parking spot right on the main road. It was a locksmith, and I always saw it sitting there, and I'm like, well, that's a nice little Prelude there. And out of the blue one day, I was driving home. It was late at night, and it was like midnight or something when I was coming home from work, and I saw he had it with a giant for sale sign on it. And I was like, cool. So the very next morning, or the very next day, I drove over to his locksmith. I said, sir, can I see your car? I said, I'm very interested in it. And so he said, yeah, I'm interested. He's like, yeah, go ahead and see it. He bought it for his daughter. His daughter thought it was too old. She did not want to drive it. So because it was too old, she never drove it. So it sat there underneath a palm tree in Pensacola, in a locksmith in Pensacola, Florida. And it sat there for 2 years. He said, I put new tires on it and I put a new battery on it, but she wouldn't drive it at all. And I'm like, sounds like a snobby, stuck-up girl. So he said, I'm asking $1,800 for it. I'm like, so I took it for a test drive, and I had the money cash on hand, and I drove it, and I'm like, holy shit, the brakes are gone on this. The brakes were literally trash. They were metal to metal. So I got back there, and I went around the neighborhood and stuff like that with it, and I told him, I said, sir, your brakes are shot. You need calipers. This thing is gone. It needs everything. And I said, I'll give you $1,000 right now for it, cash. And he said, no, I don't. That's too low. I've got a couple of Spanish guys coming to check it out. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So, well, here's my number. I live 2 minutes down the street. Call me a call. He called me about the next morning at 8:45 in the morning. He said, if you come and pick it up now, I'll let it go for $1,100. And I was like, done. I'll be there in 2 minutes. I ran up there, and he said, cool. So he ended up, I picked it up for $1,100, and I've had it for 9 years now. I've had the white Prelude for 9 years and only paid it for $1,100 for it. And I use that as a daily driver for a long time. I put new tires on it, new battery, needed new head gasket, new brakes, rotors, calipers, everything it needed. I put a brand new air conditioning system in it last year, and I just drove the hell out of it, So there was no reason for me to get rid of it. Master Blaster. Refresh me on what that is. Is Turtle Wax Zip Wash Shampoo better than Sonax? No, Zip Wax is one of their cheaper ones, man. Just get the if you're gonna get Turtle Wax, just get the what's it called? The Carnival one, one of their branding ones. This is a lot better. Short throw shifter installed in Blue Prelude. No, I'm leaving everything stock. All I want to do is get it back to stock and leave it. SCR Spec V, yes, I have. Oh yeah, they're not fast at all, but yeah, I've definitely heard of it. They take $100 to your registration each year. I don't know about here in Florida. Florida, if you have the classic plates, you don't have to pay for it anymore. I do know that. You don't have to pay any more. It's a blue plate with white numbers on it. It says antique or classic on it, whatever it says on there. Either way, it's free. You don't have to pay any more yearly taxes on it. It's pretty cool. Again, I have specialty plates on my white car as well, so it really doesn't matter at this point. And it still has to have, wait, what is it, 3 more years? Yeah, it has to be 2021 before. In the state of Florida, it has to be 30 years old. So it really doesn't matter. But once that stuff's done to it, it'll be a fine running car again. And I told my wife, I said, if he can't get it running, and this guy is a Prelude Pro, he literally had 600 Preludes sitting in there yesterday when I went there. Plus, he had a Toyota with the engine out in a Toyota he was doing. He said, I'll have it done in 2 days. The whole engine was ripped out. He said the woman let the engine oil go all the way out, and it locked the engine up. So the engine was bad. So she had to buy him a brand new used engine, and he was going to do a full engine swap. He said it was only going to take him 2 days, and it would be fully done and back running again. And I was like, damn, this guy like throws stuff together after he has to work Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, whatever he works. It's nuts. And he's like, this is just it's my passion. I love cars. He's like, I've loved cars for the last 30 years. So I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. You do good work. You can keep doing it. So I said, if you can't do it, I said, I'm selling it for parts. I just don't care anymore. Do you like Japanese cars more than German cars? Yes, because Japanese cars last longer than German cars. German cars are overpriced and very expensive to fix. Master Blaster is basically a fancy blower to dry your car. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, man. I just use those giant waffle weave towels, man. That's all you need. Honestly, I can't wait to see your blue Prelude is painted once you're going to be happy. The problem is, like I said, it's just you got to find a good thing. As you see, I have a lot of problems finding people who want to work around here. So getting somebody who's going to want to cut the rust out, redo it with new metal there, and then repaint it properly. We're talking strip it down to the base and then bring it back up. That's going to be a tough one right there. And I'm not paying $5,000 or $6,000 for a Prelude to be done. If I couldn't find anything cheaper than that, I just wouldn't have it because I'm like $5,000 or $6,000. That's a down payment on the next car I'm going to need. And to me, as long as the blue car runs, the blue car runs. You know, that's the way I see it. And now we know the blue car is in mint condition. It's got one or two minor things that need to get fixed on it that I found out that I forgot about to tell them. But other than that, it runs fine. You had new suspension put on it a year and a half ago, all new suspension. It's had new brakes put on it. It's had new tires in the last 2 years put on it. I mean, the engine obviously is in good working shape. New transmission, everything works. So it's like, why get rid of it? What do you do at your job? Not too much, actually. It's just more of a monitor position now because I've been with my company, like I said, July will be 21 years. So it's a lot different now. So I'm pretty high up there now and I work in the warehouse now because I watch my son all day long and I take care of the house. Toyota JZX90 is now legal to import. What I'd be interested in, Peter, from me would be for a very few years, the R33 GTR was sold in a 4-door model. Okay, they made I think it was a couple hundred 4-door model R33 GTRs. I would love to have a 4-door GTR. That would be sick. But then again, you know, I heard they're not expensive. I heard they sold at auction. I contacted one of the auction companies that I watched their videos on YouTube for a lot, and they tracked one of the recent ones that sold at auction. It only sold for $19,000, and it only had like 30 or 40,000 original miles on it. It was like a 1998. But then again, I'd have to wait all these years because you have to wait 25 years before you can buy one. So, geez, Louise, that's going to be another, you know, what is that? Another 5 years. By then, it's like I'll have to have a 4-door car by then. So it'll be pretty hard. Do you like using air compressors? I don't use them at all, Lynx. I don't use them at all. I'm out. Have a good night, Brian. Enjoy your night, brother. Thanks so much. Yeah, Peter, I forgot the exact name of it. Okay, I want to say it was Autech. Was it Autech that made it? I can't tell you the exact name right now, so I'm not going to BS and lie to you. But anyways, the R33 for, I think it was 2 years, they took the 4-door version and literally made it into the GTR. So they put the GTR engine in it, in the whole suspension, everything inside of it, in the 4-door model, the Skyline. So it was great. So there's a 4-door GTR Skyline that you could buy, but they only sold like 250 or 300 of them. I want to say it's Autech that made it, but I might be wrong. I'm not going to sound like a jackass and lie to you because I'm just not that person. But they did sell them, and I've contacted, and I was like, $19,000 is not bad. So you figure $2,000 and change for shipping from Japan. That's about what it runs from shipping from Japan to the closest port where I would pick it up would be in Jacksonville, Florida, is about $2,200, and then I've got to deal with all the paperwork. So you got to deal with all the so obviously they charge a small fee, and then you've got to pay the actual to have it registered in the state of Florida and have a Florida title printed out for you because you're going to be getting it in with a Japanese title, and they're going to have to now issue you a Florida title for that car, and that costs money from the state of Florida. So I think that would be another like $500 to $1,000. So let's say all about together we're in at $24,000. That's not bad for a GTR. That's not bad at all. So I don't know, but then again, you have to wait 5 more years, and that kind of sucks. No, the R34 was never made in a sedan. No. Now, you have seen the, God, what is it? What's the station wagon? Not Steeda. Jeez Louise. You guys, they made a station wagon. Is it the Steeda? No, I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. They made a station wagon Nissan. And what everybody was doing is they were taking the GTR's front end and the GTR engine and putting it in there and having a station wagon. But they never actually made a 4-door GTR. It was always the two-door, and that's all they made. But for a few years in the R33 version, I think it was like 96, 97, they did, in fact, make a four-door R33 GTR sedan. If you ever sold a blue Prelude, I'm not saying whatever, huge profit because it's worth money. It's not really worth a lot of money right now. The Preludes are only worth like $3 to $4 grand in good shape. And obviously now I have to do some more stuff to it. So it's like, meh. The live stream is on today because I was out of town in Tampa yesterday picking up my blue Prelude. So sorry, Carmeletta. It's always mostly on Sunday evening. Yep. Now you know why. I was out of town. And I didn't want to, we didn't get home because we went to Disney after we got back. And we got back at like 12:45. So it was really late because Disney closed last night at like 12 or 12:30. And so it was really no big deal for us to go back. Yes, it is Monday night. It's great. It means only a 4-day work week for me. I'm like, yes. And we got paid for today and I didn't have to go to work. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. What do you need to do to the blue Prelude? Just paint, cut the rust out, and paint it. That's all it's got to be left. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be $2,000 or more. What's the reviews for the week? I don't know yet, Parma. It's rained. Literally, today was a complete downpour. I was actually at the guy's house in Tampa yesterday, and it was pouring at his house. It was raining and raining. It's all it does is rain here. It's all it does. All right, music. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Sorry about not doing it on a Monday. It's just the way it goes, man. I do appreciate you stopping by, though, as always. I probably won't. You know what? I'll probably run another 15 minutes or so because it is 2:13, and I'm going to cross my fingers that we have a breaking weather tomorrow. I'll probably do some more interior detailing, interior stuff for you for tomorrow. I might do a head-to-head for you guys on a dash cleaning stuff for you guys tomorrow. That way you guys can see a good head-to-head there, and maybe you guys can see something like that. Other than that, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do because it sucks right now. It sucks with this rain. Literally, it was just downpour here in Florida. In Florida, we get. I noticed that. Like I've been up north and stuff a lot when you visit the family, Illinois or whatever, and they get rain, but they don't get rain like Florida. Like it's a torrential downpour where it's just like heavy, like tropical rain. You're like, oh my God, and it's just. I have pictures and video where I was in North Florida and it was raining so hard. I was looking out the building while I was at work, and the wind was coming across that you couldn't see across the street. It was raining so hard, and I'm like, damn, it's just I didn't see that up north. It's crazy. Can you say there's? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that shit. I need to get my haircut, by the way. I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I need to get my haircut. Got a few grays starting to pop in there. Don't look at my grays, guys. I'm going to have to get whatever it is just for men in order to look hot and sexy and young again. This is what happens when you get older, guys. And you get to see what it is like when you have to watch a kid too. So your shop vac is nice. I paid $42. Yeah, dude, there's no reason to pay more than that. I got questions about that all the time. And they just, and I'm like, you don't need anything special. A wet dry shop vac is all you need. Just buy the store brand and make sure it works. Eventually, Parmaletta, but I have most of the stuff in Walmart. Literally, the other day, you guys got to see, I picked up these that everybody kept asking about, the Eagle One tire shine swipes that has the little gel in the actual here. There's gel inside of it, so you squeeze it and the gel comes out. But it's been raining. I haven't been able to test it. And again, if I make a video for you guys on a cloudy day, you're going to think the tire shine looks really boring and dull when it could be a really high shine product, but I can't do anything with it, which sucks. I've tried it before, and I've made videos before and uploaded them, and I'm like, this is horrible representation, and it's bad. How tall are you? Yeah, I'm 5'10", tons of room. A GTR is massive inside. When I got to use my dentist friend's GTR when I still had my 370Z, I parked it next to my 370Z and it dwarfed the size. It's so much bigger. Yeah, Parmalet, I would love to. As a matter of fact, the GTR's wheels are filthy. I could literally do multiple different wheel head-to-head things. I just need a break in clouds. Just give me a little bit of blue sky. I haven't seen blue in. I saw like this much blue yesterday. I was like, oh, there's a little bit of blue sky. And then 20 minutes later, it was raining again. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. The sun, I don't know what the sun looks like anymore. It's crazy. Any buffer recommendations? Yes, A. Martinez. I would definitely highly recommend Grillo's Garage 6-inch DA polisher. I've had mine for over 4 years now. It has a lifetime warranty. Amazing results. No questions asked. It's about $150. Well worth every single penny. And if you keep it for 50 years, I mean, come on. You can't go wrong. Have a good night. Looking forward. Thank you so much, Poo Panda. I really do appreciate you stopping by. Do a house tour. No, my house is messy. My wife is a pig. You know how men are really dirty? Well, that's my wife. My wife is like really dirty. And she doesn't clean up after herself. She doesn't pick up after herself. You'll find dishes all over the couch. You'll find clothes and there. Some days I've gone in there and cleaned up the living room downstairs, and I've picked up 6 to 8 pairs of her shoes that she just doesn't pick them up. She doesn't clean up. I do all the laundry in the house. I do all the dishes. I obviously take care of the yard. I obviously take care of my son, and I pay all the bills. So that was our agreement that I would do the basic stuff while she would actually be at work during the day, and then I would work during the evening, and that's the way it goes. What's up, Nathan? How you doing, buddy? Does a cloudy day really mess up the results? It makes it look dull and dreary in the video, Matthew, where you don't get good results. Everything looks really dull in the camera, and it just looks really bland and drying out. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. I heard in the next couple of weeks we're going to have solid weather starting to come through again, but it's just the way it goes. And you guys, if you watch the weather, they had the tropical storm come through to North Florida where I used to live today. So imagine being those poor bastards. They'll get like 10 inches of rain in one day. It's nuts, man. During a hurricane, you get so much rain. I remember we had Hurricane Ivan when it was in Pensacola. I want to say we had like well over a foot or two of rain. It was ridiculous. I mean, let's put it this way. There was a stream, just a stream that you would go over down the street from our house as you're going into Pensacola. We lived on the outskirts of Pensacola. The stream had turned into a river that literally overflowed the bridge, and it was going over the bridge where you could not cross the bridge. You had to go up and around because of the fact that its stream turned into a raging river and went over the bridge. During that, had so much rain. It was nuts, guys. Literally, I've seen it before where it was calf deep in water after the hurricane. You walk out and it was up to your calves. There was so much rain during the storm. It dumped so much tropical rain that it was up to my calves. That's how deep the rainwater was in parts of my yard. I was like, what the hell? Like I went out there in flip-flops because I knew it was all wet. And it was still raining, but the eye of the storm had already passed. And I'm like, I want to go see what's going on, see if there's any damage already. You know, it was at night. I was like, holy crap, it's deep. It was nuts. Did you not know it before I got married? Maybe a little bit, but she did a pretty damn good way to hide stuff. I've learned that. I learned that from men that went before me. A lot of women will give you A, sell you A, and then once you say I do, they give you B, and they go, ha, bitch, got you. And a lot of people do that. So be very careful before you get married to somebody because a lot of things changed instantly. Within 6 months, things all went woo, just like this, okay? And we're like, whoa. I signed up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Oh, too bad. And that's just what happened. And so please, guys, please understand that before you go in there and say, I do, okay? Because things are going to rapidly change on you. I've already tried the microfiber wash. Yeah, I know. He never sent me more, though. I've always had the ring on, Cody. Watch every one of my videos. You're going to see a ring on. Once in a while, you'll have the keyboard warrior. Don't wear a ring. Don't wear a ring with detail, bro. Because I do this all the time. To my car. They all think like I'm going to do that. I'm like, why would I be touching my car like that? That's just stupid. But you'll always have the keyboard warriors. Oh, you have a ring on. I'm like, since when did I ever go bam to my car? Never. But every video you'll see my hand. Look for my hand. I've always had the ring on. I never take it off. My son is really starting to whine. So, guys, I'm going to probably have to leave here in the next 5 minutes. He's really whining now. And like I said, he's not felt really good. Here, my son, he's really starting to cry now. So I'll probably have to leave in the next few minutes. Hearing crazy news about people in Florida. So it is. Florida is now the. All right, Nathan, calm down, buddy. Yeah, he's bad off, guys. So you guys got to see him. He was sleeping on me. He's sick, and he's just a blubbering mess right now, where he's crying nonstop. He's like, I know what he is. He just wants somebody to hold him, and then he wants to go to sleep. But he's like, take me to bed. Let's go to bed. You know. So there's 2 bedrooms up here, so most of the time we sleep up here. So, guys, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to go ahead and have to cut this thing. Can you hear him? He's crying right now, so I'm going to have to go ahead and cut the live stream and just say good night. I thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Again, I will do everything in my power to get videos out for you this week. I can't promise you anything. I don't know what's going to go on, but I'll do my best for you guys, so please understand that. Thanks again for being a part of my channel. I really do appreciate it. Keep sharing my videos with your friends, your subscribers, and we'll go from there. I'll see you guys at the next live stream. Well, let's just say next weekend again, because we don't know exactly what we're going to be doing. So I hope you guys are hanging in there with me. Take care. I'll see you a little bit later. Bye.